up? Get on your feet. Mad Chow, baby. You know. Who wanna rumble with the Raiders? Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go. Navarre Raiders. Get up. Let's go. You don't wanna rumble with the Raiders. You don't wanna rumble with the Raiders. Yes. You wanna rumble with the Raiders. Come on. Come on. Come on. You wanna rumble with the Raiders. You don't wanna rumble with the Raiders. Yes. You wanna rumble with the Raiders. Come on. Come on. Hey, yo, it's lights out. Whenever they turn the lights on, enough with the talking, baby boy, the fight's on. You wanna rumble with the Raiders? Listen, it's nothing, baby, we running through you haters. And you can hate us, cause we keep chips on our shoulder. You know why we the best, but now we gotta show you. Listen, better watch how you approach us. Y'all bugs to us and we'll stump you cockroaches. Simple and plain, quit is what you should really do. Put your game face on, it's about to get physical. This here's a game of strength, patience, determination. And you can never win if you lacking the motivation. And now you heard it from the source. Losing is not an option, you can hear it in our voice. We only play this game to win, and we gon' put it on the line every time and every chance we get. Cause we may never get this chance again. So when you rumble with the Raiders, understand you on the field with men. Why play if you ain't playing to win? You just wasting the greatest time. Listen, shall I say it again? Yeah, you don't wanna rumble with the Raiders. You don't wanna rumble with the Raiders. You wanna rumble with the Raiders. Come on, come on, come on. You wanna rumble with the Raiders. You don't wanna rumble with the Raiders. Yes, you wanna rumble with the Raiders. Come on, come on. Come on, with the Raiders. You don't wanna rumble with the Raiders. Yes, you wanna rumble with the Raiders. Come on, come on, rumble with the Raiders. You don't wanna rumble with the Raiders. Who wanna rumble with the Raiders? Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, Navarre Raiders, baby. Stand up. Put your hands up. Put your hands up, child, baby. You know. Who wanna rumble with the Raiders? It's a lose-lose situation, man. You know. Shouts out to my boy Cash. Lil Marvelous. Lil Mama, I got y'all, baby. I see you. Let's go on a rumble with the Raiders.
Greg Culver of Culver's. Before farm to table, before field to fork, there was just good, wholesome food. Grown by America's farm families, prepared fresh at Culver's, and always served with a smile. We still cook every Butterburger to order using fresh 100% Midwest beef and craft our frozen custard right in the restaurant using family farm fresh dairy. So thank you, farmers. Welcome to Delicious.
Navarre Raider Sports is brought to you by Ursula Householder of Caldwell Banker Residential Real Estate, your local real estate connection. With Ursula, you've got a positive, helpful partner for buying or selling a home. Ursula can help with all of your real estate needs, whether in the Florida Panhandle or around the world. Her 15 years experience in real estate will work for you with innovative marketing strategies. Thinking about selling your home? Call Ursula for a free market analysis and see if you qualify for one of the incentive programs. Call or text 850-642-5711. Email ursula.householder@floridamoves.com or go to householderhomes.com. Go Raiders! Your fans are behind you at the field or watching at home. Are you a friend of JockJive on Facebook? Do you follow us on Twitter? Have you subscribed to our YouTube channel? If you aren't, don't, and haven't, please do. We are growing exponentially and want you to keep up with us. Plus, we want to stay in touch with you. So go to the homepage of JockJive.com to like us, follow us, and subscribe on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. We'll jock and roll together.
One company is on a mission to put 1 million people to work each year. Sounds like a big number, doesn't it? Not to express employment professionals seeking a skilled labor position or administrative work. Maybe you're an executive looking for a career that fits. Good morning, everyone. We take pride in connecting the right people with the right company. Express Employment Professionals is on a mission to put 1 million people to work each year. Let us help. We'll open doors for you. Go to expresspros.com to find a location near you.
Lux Solar Salon and Spa is an Aveda salon connecting beauty, environment, and well-being. The salon is located in Navarre off Highway 98 at Ortega. The team at Lux Solis specializes in hair design, color, botanical hair therapy, styling, skincare, makeup, facials, body treatments, and massage therapy. Spa packages are available for a fabulous Aveda experience. Bridal services are also available with advance notice. Aveda products are cruelty-free, and nothing is ever tested on animals. Lux Solis schedules appointments 6 days a week. Find us on Facebook at Lux Solis Salon and Spa. Call 939-9229. University Lending Group, located in Harvest Village, is Navarre's local mortgage lender. If buying, selling, or building a dream home is in your future, you need to contact University Lending Group. Jennifer Gomes and Stacy Wright are the loan specialists who have the experience to take you step by step to make your buying, building, or selling experience smooth. See University at 752 Navarre Parkway, Suite 56, or call 850-396-0322. Great teams have great support. The Navarre Raiders have one of the best support organizations, the Navarre Raider Quarterback Club. All the members see to it that the Raiders have all available necessities to keep the Raiders on track, whether it's seeing to it they are properly fed, have good transportation, or making sure that all Raider fans can hear all the exciting Navarre Raider football action. The Navarre Raider Quarterback Club is there to make it happen. Thanks, Navarre Raider Quarterback Club, for your support of your winning Navarre Raiders on JockJive.com.
Welcome to week 4 on JockJive.com. It's Navarre on the road over to Choctaw this week. Welcome back in the booth. Phil, actually, we're not in the booth. We're in the stands.
Outside again like last week. Looks like a good night for football, though.
Looks like a beautiful night. The band's playing down here to our left already. I'm not sure if the Navarre band will be coming over this way or not.
I haven't seen them so far. Actually, the style marchers, there's something to see. If you haven't seen them, they put on a good show.
Oh, I love the bands. And last week we had a great week with the bands last week with both
Fabulous.
Crestview and Navarre's bands last week. They did a great job. And everywhere we go in the Panhandle, I love the bands because that just adds the ambiance of the Friday Night Lights experience.
Absolutely.
Irish Bill and Phil Williams on JockJive.com, and we have the Raiders fresh off that 41-35 come from behind overtime win over Crestview.
I got to admit I was a little hoarse Saturday.
I know we had some technical issues last week, and I'm not going to say much about that because I don't want to nix this week.
No, but
so
what a game.
we caught the end of the game, which was the most important part of the game, and the excitement I heard, the feedback that I heard back from some of the fans that were watching. I got a message from Cindy Freeze. They were up in Montgomery watching Shelby play volleyball up at Huntingdon. And I guess the football coach up there at Huntingdon was watching as well.
Oh, really?
And he actually gave me some kudos, and he said, "I love your style. I love Irish Bill's style on the way his approach to broadcast." And that's a nice compliment when you get it from a college football coach that he likes what you're doing.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. And you always have done a great job, man. And like we talked about last week, just putting this out there so the troops can see it, anybody that's deployed, whatever, this is a great thing, man.
I mean, we got great seats up here tonight, even though we are amongst the crowd, or as I call the minions. But we're going to be doing our best tonight. And One thing I have nicknamed Huntington College is they've attracted a lot of Navarre players up there in the last few years, so I've kind of nicknamed them Navarre North, and the coach likes that as well.
Good.
They have actually 2 guys starting on the offensive line from Navarre now. Senior Chris Herring and freshman Daryl Hickson are both starting on the line for Huntington. But let's talk about this game coming up. You have 1 and 2 Choctaw coming in. They lost their first game to Tate 28-21. Then they pulled off a thrilling 38-35 victory in overtime in week 2. The last week they kind of laid an egg a little bit, 34-9 setback to Catholic. The Raiders, they've been in full throttle mode on offense since the season started. 35-7 against Catholic in week 1, 53-12 in week 2. And a second half performance for the ages last week, 41-35 over Crestview. 2 great Panhandle coaches coming to this contest for the Indians. Greg Thomas, he moved here from North Carolina, I believe is about 7 or 8 years ago. It's getting pretty close now. Thomas has been with the Choctaw about 7 or 8 years. It's about the same time that Coach Walls came in, maybe a year or 2 after. But he had 4 state titles in the state of North Carolina moving over here to Choctaw. And a great coach here at Choctaw. He's done great things. He took them to the state semifinals in 2000, and I'm trying to remember. I think that was 2015. And they went on. They ended up getting beat by Sefner Armwood right here, 19-15. A very close game. He's done great things for the Indians. And Jay Walls comes into this game 62-15.
Wow.
And that's phenomenal.
Like I keep saying, man,
he could lose his next 23 games and still have a 620 winning percentage.
Let's don't
but
go there.
That's not going to happen.
All right, let's don't talk about that.
I'm just.
I know.
Ifs and ands or buts, and we all you know the saying.
And the Choctaw game last week, if I'm not mistaken, kind of don't let the score fool you, because didn't they lose both their quarterbacks?
They lost their starter and their backup. They have their backup back tonight. Jimmy Hart will be starting for Choctaw tonight. And their running backs, they have a couple of young guys. Junior Mario Banks, he's rushed 34 times for 113 yards and a score. And Reggie Fain is a sophomore. He started for them last year as a freshman, and he's toted the ball 23 times for 108 yards. And when they go to the air, they go to Detarian Grant, 7 catches, 156 yards, and 2 TDs. And for the Raiders, as we're looking over here, I'll have their I actually got the starting offensive line for tonight.
Yeah.
I got in touch with Coach Greenhall on the way here, and no, I wasn't texting, and I was talking to text.
Of course.
So I was being safe.
Of course.
And we got the starting O-line, so we should be able to give you the starting offense here in just a moment. And the Raiders are led at quarterback by Marlon Courtney, the junior quarterback in his first year at Navarre, 33 of 53, 483 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a couple of picks. On the ground, Chris Williams, 43 carries for 242 yards and 2 touchdowns, along with Jaden Antonio with 2. And Josh Carter and Dante Wright have both pitched in 4 on the ground. So 13 rushing TDs for the Raiders, 4 through the air. And 1 interception return for a touchdown as well. And then receiving in the air, Dante Wright needs 2 yards to break the school record in receiving yards for a career tonight.
Man, something tells me he's going to get it.
And leading the way, we should see a full dose of Kevin Tage tonight back at kicking duties. And that will relieve Dante to go back to his everything else that he does. And Dante leading the way with 41 points on the season. Josh Carter with 26, 12 each from Caballero, Antonio, and Williams. On the season, the Raiders have outscored their opponents in the first quarter 26-21. Second quarter 28-14. Have yet to give up a point in the third quarter and outscored their opponents 27-0. And in the fourth quarter, 42-19. And all important overtime, 6-0. 129 points for, 54 against, averaging 43 a game, giving up 18. On third down conversions, the Raiders are converting 54% of their third down conversions and 75% of their fourth down conversions. They have turned the ball over 5 times. They have taken the ball away 6 times, so they have a +1 ratio.
I'd
turnover
say the
ratio.
first half of that game last week probably hurt that turnover ratio. And
3 interceptions.
Yeah, that was not pretty.
And
but again, let's don't talk about it.
And on defense, Josh Carter leading the way with 16 tackles. Xavier Thomas with 12. Isaiah Hayward with 14. 13 for Matthew Downey. 10 each for Cameron Thomas and Peyton Law. Leading the way in interceptions, we have a trio with 1 each. Carter, Evan Gorley, and Gabe Davis. Caused fumbles, Jordan Jefferson and Alex Gilchrist with 1 each. Fumble recoveries, Jefferson, Peyton Law, and Evan Gorley. And sacks leader is Alex Gilchrist with 2. Your tackles for loss leader, Jordan Jefferson with 8. Your block kicks leader with the only one, Evan Gorley. Quarterback hurries on the season with 2 is Xavier Thomas, and he had a big game last Friday night as well with 8 tackles and 12 big hits for Jordan Jefferson. They're limiting their opponents to 126 yards on the ground, 103 yards per the air, and 18.8% third down conversions. And only giving up 688 yards through the first 3 games. So let's go over the other games going on in the area tonight. We'll look at my stat sheet here real quick. We got West Park Prep at Escambia, Gulf Breeze at Pine Forest, International School of Broward at Crestview, Wacola at Fort Walton Beach, Crosstown, Pace at Washington, Pensacola at Tate, Holmes County Central out of Mississippi at Niceville tonight, Florida High at Childs, Arnold at Bay, Catholic at Milton, Mariana at South Walton, Freeport at Walton, Rutherford at Baker, Northview at Bluntstown, Bozeman at Sneeds, Vernon at Chipley, Cottondale at Lighthouse PCA, Franklin County at Liberty County, Graceville at Holmes County, Jay at Weewaw, Jefferson County at Lafayette, and North Bay Haven at FAMU. There's your Panhandle schedule for this Friday night, Phil.
Doesn't it seem like there's an awful lot of teams from other states coming around here lately? Or we're traveling and they're traveling. You know,
well, this is back-to-back weeks that Niceville has played teams out of state.
This is their homecoming week.
Last week they went to Alabama up in the Birmingham area, and this week they're at home with Holmes County Central out of Mississippi.
Yep.
And they played teams out of the area the first 2 weeks, too, as they hosted Lincoln in week 1, and then they hosted East Ridge in week 2. But we're getting ready here for our national anthem here shortly. And we'll open up the field mic once the Air Force Junior ROTC comes on the field. I have to look because not every school has
That's
Navy,
right.
so I have to, from school to school, I have to check to see which branch is represented here. And tonight it will be the Air Force Junior ROTC at Choctaw High.
You know, Bill, also, if you look down here to the north end of the field down here, they literally have an Indian on a horse down here, kind of like Florida State-ish.
You know, I'm not a big fan of Florida State, but I think that is one of the best.
It is very
one of the best pre-games that there is. That and over in Clemson, when they do the bus ride around the stadium, and then they come down, they touch the rock and come down the hill. Yeah. Those are two of the best pre-game happenings. Clemson and Florida State, and they're both in the ACC. And but the horse, it's hard to beat the horse with Osceola coming on the field and throwing the old spear into the turf at the 50-yard line.
Yep.
And that gets the crowd going. Hopefully they can get that offense going for Florida State because they've been struggling a little bit so far this year.
Yeah. Yes, they have. Hopefully they'll travel to Syracuse this weekend and put up a W.
Okay, we're going to go with the starting lineup for the Raiders offense. Let me pull it up here. And your offensive line at center, number 75, Coda Taylor. Your guards, number 64, Bryson Garner, and number 66, Trey Campbell. And your tackles, sophomores, number 77, Jeremiah Chavez Moon, and number 71, Elijah Melendez. Your quarterback will be Marlon Courtney. Your running back will more than likely be Chris Williams. And your receivers will be Dante Wright, Tyler England, and Quinn Caballero. And they'll mix a little bit of tight end between Gomez and Anderson. So there's your starters. We'll have the defense once they come on the field. That is your starting lineup for the Navarre Raiders here coming into this game. Your starting quarterback for Choctaw will be number 1, junior Jimmy Hart. And the running backs they'll mix in and out between Reggie Fain Mario Banks, and their top receiver is Detarian Grant. We're going to go ahead and take a commercial break, and we'll be back with kickoff at the top of the hour this week at 7 o'clock tip-off, and we'll be back after this word from our sponsors.
Craig Culver of Culver's. Before farm to table, before field to fork, there was just good, wholesome food. Grown by America's farm families, prepared fresh at Culver's, and always served with a smile. We still cook every Butterburger to order using fresh 100% Midwest beef and craft our frozen custard right in the restaurant using family farm fresh dairy. So thank you, farmers. Welcome to Delicious.
Navarre Raider Sports is brought to you by Ursula Householder of Caldwell Banker Residential Real Estate, your local real estate connection. With Ursula, you've got a positive, helpful partner for buying or selling a home. Ursula can help with all of your real estate needs, whether in the Florida Panhandle or around the world. Her 15 years experience in real estate will work for you with innovative marketing strategies. Thinking about selling your home? Call Ursula for a free market analysis and see if you qualify for one of the incentive programs. Call or text 850-642-5711. Email.
Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
With rifles, Cadet First Lieutenant Janicia Butler and Cadet First Lieutenant Zach Sunquist. Please join Senior Class President Logan Martin as he says our Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And remain standing, please, with hands over heart, or veterans with hand salute, for pledging of our national anthem.
Another fine rendition of our national anthem by the Choctaw Marching Indians. And the Air Force Junior OTC for Choctaw High School are getting ready to depart the field, as we are just moments away from kickoff here on this beautiful Friday night in downtown Fort Walton Beach over at Choctawhatchee High School.
It is beautiful. The sun just sat behind us. Got a nice little breeze up here in the top row of the bleachers. It's beautiful.
Also checking in tonight, Rich Posey checking in, says good luck to the Raiders. I'm watching from home tonight on JockJive.com. He's out sick. We wish you all the best and getting well there, Rich. Rich has been a big supporter of Navarre football and Navarre sports over the years, so too bad you couldn't join us over here at the ball game, Rich, but enjoy the view from your home, and we can bring that to you live on JockJive.com. The ROTC leaving the field. We have the 3-0 Navarre Raiders coming off an impressive 41-35 win last night last Friday night over Choctaw. I mean, over Crestview. Too many C's.
Yeah, fact.
And 3 of our first opponents have been C's: Catholic, Crestview, Choctaw. And but a very impressive game last Friday night at Navarre High. If you left at halftime and you went home, shame on you.
You missed a heck of a game.
You missed one heck of a second half. In fact, I went home and I watched it twice over the weekend. And that game, I kind of fast-forwarded through that first half.
Yeah.
And then watched the second half. And what old Uncle Mo just changed for the Raiders in the second half. And there wasn't anything that Crestview could do about it.
I did not watch it. I did not record it. I'm still kicking myself for that one. But from what I understand, Crestview looked a little winded in the second half.
But it takes nothing away from Crestview. That is one very talented team.
It absolutely
on both sides of the line, O-line and D-line, they are solid. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's their only loss in the regular season.
Agreed.
They're gonna dismantle a team out of the Miami area tonight, International School of Broward. Last I checked, I think they were like a 70-point favorite going into tonight's game against Broward. And same with the Escambia over in Pensacola tonight. They have a team coming up from Central Florida, West Park Prep. I think in like their second or third season, and they're facing the number 4 team in class. Let's talk about the rankings right now, Phil. As I look at them, I got the AP rankings here right in front of me here in 6A, and Escambia comes in at number 4, Navarre at number 5, Crestview at 10, Gulf Breeze at 11, and Pine Forest at 15.
Wow.
So you got 5 Panhandle teams represented in the Class 6A in the top 15 of the state. And, folks, that is one of the biggest classifications in the state. There is over 80 teams in Class 6A in the state of Florida. And very impressive of what the Panhandle is doing right now. The Raider band just showing up in their brand-new, beautiful uniforms over the last couple of weeks. And Choctaw will be coming out of the end zone to my left. As far as my directions are, I think that's out of the north.
North, that's fact.
And
the captains are in center field, too.
And the captains are out there right now, and we'll get you those numbers for Choctaw. Number 6, Ethan Lee, and number 73, Christopher Beverly. For the Raiders, I believe we have over there number 26, Cameron Thomas. Number 5, Dante Wright, that looks like, on the corner. It is Dante Wright. Number 3, Chris Williams. And I'm looking for the third one over there on the middle.
20, no.
Choctaw won the toss. They have deferred to the second half. And the fourth Raider over there, captain, is number 4, of course, Josh Carter. Hard to miss Josh out there. But there's your captains for Navarre. Dante Wright, Josh Carter, Cameron Thomas, and
so we will
Chris Williams. The Raiders will receive as Choctaw won the toss. They deferred to the second half. The Raiders will be coming out of the south end zone to get this game underway. Choctaw will be coming out of the north end zone wearing their green jerseys. I love this combination of Choctaw. Green jerseys and black pants that go with their green Choctaw helmet with the big Indian on the side. And the Raiders will be wearing their maroon pants with the white jerseys. Easy numbers to read tonight.
And absolute Choctaws, too, with those big white numbers on those.
And the Raiders with their always ever-present black helmet with the big Raider on the side. And there comes the NHS flag with the skull and crossbones carried, I believe, by number 3, Chris Williams tonight. And the Raiders will be on the far side of the field. And here comes your home team, the Choctawhatchee Indians. And we have football just moments away here on JockJive.com. This is Irish Bill. And Phil Williams once again. Phil decided to accept my date for this week.
Yeah.
My wife got a kick out of that. She said, you invited him for what? A date. A date at the football stadium.
Yeah, you called me out live, so I couldn't turn you down. But I do appreciate you having me back, man. I enjoy it.
And Michelle Myers checking in from Texas once again. Her son, number 95, Alex Gilchrist. And she catches every game from Texas, and I appreciate Michelle checking in to let me know that she's out there. And all of you out there, if you want to send in a text, let me know that you're watching. It's 850-549-8387. The text line is 549-8387. Let me know that you're out there and you're watching, and if you got any feedback for anything that we can improve, or you just want to give a compliment on, send it on in, and we're more than happy to accept any text and any feedback that you send our way. The Raiders will actually be starting out of the north end zone as they flip-flop the field, and Choctaw will be kicking off from the south end zone. Number 35 will get things underway. That's Tom Keene. Kiehn, is that a Keene or?
Sounds right to me.
And he had a game-winning field goal in the game against
Milton,
38-35, a 38-yarder in overtime for the game winner, 38-35 score, and that's Choctaw's only win on the season.
We're getting ready to have some football here.
Tom backs up to the 30, getting ready to put toe on leather to get this game underway. And we are having some football. The kick's going to go to the goal line, and it's going to go back, and it's going to be returned. It's Dante Wright with the return from the goal line out to the 21-yard line. It's going to be a return of 21 yards, and the Raiders will start 1st and 10 at their own 21.
Gotta love that. Hey, you get 20 yards, that's good enough.
21-yard return for Dante Wright. Dante pretty much healthy now after he suffered the injury in the weight room prior to the season starting. He dropped a weight on his foot and kind of tore back one of his toenails. He is pretty much back up to about 100% now. And I think with last week's performance, he was pretty spot on.
Plus, he was kicking a couple weeks ago, too.
And Marlon Courtney brings the offense out from the 21. It's going to be a quick hitter, and it's Dante Wright. He's going to get to the outside. He's going to break one tackle over the 35. And he's going to get out to the 38-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 17 and a Raider first down.
And if I'm not mistaken, doesn't he break a...
And with that catch, thanks for the cue, with that catch, Dante Wright is now your all-time career leader in receiving yards at Navarre as he surpasses New York Jet tight end Jordan Leggett. A 17-yard gain and a Raider first down. That's the way to get started. This one's going to be handoff off right tackle. Chris Williams with the ball and the carry out to the 43. It's going to be a gain of 4. Actually, they're going to spot it to the 44, so give him 5, and he'll bring up 2nd and 5.
Gosh, you got some good eyes.
A lot of practice, a lot of games.
I can't do that and the camera at the same time.
A lot of games.
Yeah, that's true.
2nd and 5 for the Raiders at their own 44. They're going to split out Chris Williams. He's going to hit him out of the backfield over his head, and it's going to fall incomplete, and it will bring up 3rd and 5. Ethan Lee on the coverage out there as he caught Williams out of the backfield. The ball was just a little bit over the head of Chris, and he couldn't corral it in. They'll bring up 3rd and 5. 3rd and a long 5. Actually, they're going to call it 3rd and 6.
Yep.
We'll try to give you score updates of other games going on in the area as the night progresses. 3rd and 6 for the Raiders from their own 44.
Pass.
It's going to be a hitter to right. He's going to have enough for a Raider first down into Choctaw territory, down to the 46-yard line.
Yeah, he just did maybe a quick 10 and in, and good catch.
It's going to be a gain of 10 and another first down for the Raiders. They're into Choctaw territory at the 46. Wright goes in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Williams. He's going to go off left tackle and get back to the line of scrimmage.
Maybe 1 yard.
Bring up 2nd and 10 for Navarre. 10:35 on the clock here in the opening quarter. Initial drive for the Raiders. And you're watching Navarre Raider football on JockJive.com. Phil Williams and Irish Bill with the call tonight. Gomez back in the lineup for Navarre as he replaces Eric Anderson.
2nd and 11.
They're going to split Cabanero and Wright down here to the near side, England to the top side. A little bit of a breeze tonight, and Courtney's going to try and get out of it, and he's going to lose another yard back to the 48-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd and 12.
Yeah, there was nowhere to go that time. see how they line up.
Now be a tackle for loss for Choctaw as Courtney was out of the pocket instead of a sack. 3rd and 12 for the Raiders. Courtney's is going to go down again. That is a sack there. Choctaw's first sack, and he's going to lose yardage all the way back to the Raider 48 for a loss of 3 on the play, and it's going to bring up 4th and 16. Good defensive pressure by the front 7 of Choctaw there, Phil.
Yeah, that was very impressive. You say that's their first sack of the year?
First sack of the night.
Oh, okay. And look at that big guy back there punting.
Jacoby Smith, the end-over-end punt. It's going to bounce in Choctaw territory and be covered at the 26-yard line. So a 26-yard punt on a bad snap. Jacoby Smith at the punt duties, a 26-yard punt there.
Yeah, big man was pretty flexible on that. That was a bad punt. Like you said, he had to reach down and get it, but he got it off.
So the Raiders with a couple of first downs, and they kick the ball away. Now comes the Raider defense. Your front 3, Mitchell Hunt, Jordan Jefferson, and Alex Gilchrist. Your linebackers, we'll get those in just a second.
What happened?
There is a penalty on the play. That must have been a holding, but it's going to mark it back to the 16. I missed that one.
That's good. I missed it too. Didn't see any laundry on the field.
So they'll move them back to the 16-yard line where Choctaw will have their first possession. Jimmy Hart in at quarterback for Choctaw this evening. He's going to throw a quick hitter out to Grant. And Grant's going to get out to about the 19-yard line, depending on the spot. They're going to spot him back to the 18, so it's going to be a gain of 2 to Grant.
Nice little completion there, pass back, get a couple yards.
Get that first one out of the way.
Yeah.
So both quarterbacks are number 1. 2nd and 8 for Choctaw from their 18. They're going to hand off in the backfield, and the Raiders are all over that. A loss back to the 15. And that was Banks on the carry, and he's going to lose 3. Actually lose, 3 back to the 15, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 11. It's tough to run in the interior of that Raider defense.
It absolutely is. There's some big boys in there.
From the 15-yard line, 3rd and 12.
Hard into shotgun. He's back to pass. He rolls out to his right. He's got a receiver back the other way, and it's over the intended receiver's head, and that's going to bring up. But there is a flag back in the backfield. It's either roughing the passer. That's going to give Choctaw first down. Just barely out to the 29, 30-yard line. Navarre's first penalty, and it's a big one.
Yeah, we don't need to start off like this.
That's back-to-back games they've had a roughing the passer penalty. So that it gives Choctaw their first down via the penalty.
And they're on the 30.
They're going to spot the ball right at the 30-yard line. Normally Phil would be to the right of me with the camera.
Yeah,
but
this is awkward.
But with our surroundings here, we're he's on the left of me.
Yeah.
But the main thing is he's here. 1st and 10 for Choctaw from their 30. They're going to roll hard out to the left. He's going to get positive yardage, but not much, where he's going to be tackled by Alex Gilchrist and helped out there by number 48, Isaiah Hayward, and number 23, Xavier Thomas. Going to give him 2 yards on the carry, Phil.
Yeah, there was really nowhere for him to go. I think if he got 2, then he got lucky because they pushed him back 4.
They're going to split 3 to the top of the screen, 1 to the near side. Single back into the backfield to the right of Hart. Nice. It would have been a nice catch if his receiver came down with that, but he let him just a little bit too far.
Just a little bit. And I'll tell you, we were watching these guys throw before the game. That guy's got a heck of an arm.
And he was pretty spot on with most of his passes, too. So it's going to bring up 3rd and long, 3rd and 8 for Choctaw with 7:06 on the clock here in the opening quarter. No score here at Choctaw High School. Hard in the shotgun. Twins to both sides for the Indians.
He's going to throw it on the right side, out of bounds, incomplete.
Great coverage over there by Nathan Cruz. It's going to fall incomplete, and it'll bring up 4th and 8.
So we got out of that one with that big penalty.
And back to punt, I think. See who's back there to punt. Back for the Raiders is number 5, Dante Wright. Very windy night here at Choctaw.
34 maybe? Yeah, it was number 34.
It's going to be taken at the 38. Dante's got a little bit of room over to the left. Still on his feet. Down the left sideline. He's going to cut back and into Choctaw territory down to the 38. So he takes it from the 38 to the 38 for a 24-yard return.
How about that? Talk about some skills now.
So it'll be 1st and 10, and Raiders with great field position.
Pretty decent punt, too.
It was from the 22 out to, actually the 32 out to the 38, so 18, about a 30, 35-yard punt.
Not bad.
Marlon Courtney in the shotgun. Caballero to the near side. Right in England split to the top of the screen. Courtney barks out the signals, looks to the sideline. Changes up the play. Plenty of time on the play clock, 15 seconds and counting. Courtney back, ready for the snap. It's going to be Dante Wright on the jet sweep, and he cuts to the outside. He's got a lot of room to the near side.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to get inside the 20, and down inside the 20, down to the 18, and that's going to be a horse collar as well. So it's going to be a game from the 38 to the 18. So give Wright 20 yards on the carry, and it's going to be a Raider first down plus a penalty to come. Looked like they got him with the horse collar or a roughing there at the end. They're going to mark the ball at the 17, a face mask.
Face mask, yeah.
So they're going to give him 21 yards on the carry. That Raiders' 3rd first down of the quarter. And that's going to move the Raiders down inside the 10. 1st and goal at the 9. So it equates to about an 8-yard penalty.
It's like Tyler England, wide left.
1st and goal for the Raiders at the Choctaw 9 with 6:31 on the clock. We're just underway here. I believe I'm trying to remember, it's Etheridge Stadium?
Yes. Well, yeah, we can talk about that in a minute.
We'll talk about that in a minute. 1st and goal for the Raiders. It's going to be handoff to Williams. He's going to cut back, and right there to greet him is about 4 or 5 Choctaw Indians led by number 9, Detarian Grant. And it's going to be 1 yard loss on the play. 2nd and goal from the 10.
I'll tell you, Choctaw's line, when we do that run middle thing, they're right on it.
Williams with a 1 yard loss. 2nd and goal from the 10. Wright's going to go in motion. It's going to be the keeper, and a nice read there by the defense. The safety comes up. Number 6, Ethan Lee with a nice play and a 2 yard loss.
So 3rd down.
So 5 negative runs for the Raiders here in the first quarter.
You know what that means? Throw that ball.
5:24 on the clock. We should have the water break after this play.
3 receivers on the left.
Courtney back to pass. He's feeling pressure. He's going to roll out to his right. He's got a receiver, and he overthrows him. He had Caballero wide open on the near sideline, and he overthrows him, and it's going to bring up 4th down.
What are we going to do here?
And I think we see Kevin Tate back out on the field for a field goal attempt coming up here. So the Raiders get a nice run by Wright to get down to the 17 and then a penalty down to the 9, but they couldn't do anything with it after that. 3 plays, negative 2 yards, and Kevin Tate in for to attempt his first field goal made. This is his 2nd field goal attempt on the season. It will be a spot the ball at the 14, so it'll be a 24-yard field goal coming up. Snap's good, holds good, the kick is up.
That was the night.
And it is good, and the Raiders on the board first. A 24-yard field goal from Kevin Tate. And the Raiders are on the board first here in the first quarter, 3-0. A 24-yard kick.
What I was going to tell you about Etheridge Stadium, I told you earlier, my daughters graduated here from Fort Walton Beach High School in the 90s, and they shared this field with Fort Walton. And back then it was Etheridge Stadium. Now,
as I remember, we moved here in 91, and we followed Fort Walton Beach High School and Danny Werfel in 91 because Navarre didn't have a high school at that time. So my wife and I were sports deprived, so we had to find a team to follow. And we found a good one because Fort Walton Beach went on and went 15-0 in one state that year, led by eventual Heisman Trophy winner Danny Werfel.
Yep. Don't get much better than that.
And what a great year they had. And they was followed 5 years later by another Fort Walton Beach title led by wide receiver E.G. Green, if you remember E.G.
I absolutely remember E.G.
And his dad, I think, still is on the faculty here or in the administration here at Fort Walton Beach High School. But E.G. went on to play for the Colts, I believe.
Absolutely, he did.
So the Raiders on the board first with a 24-yard Kevin Tace field goal. And he's getting ready to kick off here from the north end of the field. Raiders 3 and Indians nothing here early on. You're watching Irish Bill and Phil Williams on JockJive.com tonight. Week 4 already. And Tates gets ready to put toe on leather. And it's a directional kick. It's going to come down at about the 29-yard line. It's going to be a nice return out over the 40. And he's going to be tackled there out over the 50-yard line in the Raider territory, down by Evan Gorley and Zach Marquise with the tackle, but not before a return from the 28 out to the 48. So you're looking at a 24-yard return on the kickoff.
Right in the Raider territory there.
So Choctaw has their best field position of the night at the Raider 48. They're going to split to the top of the screen, one single receiver to the near side. And they're going to run out of the I formation here on their second series. And it's going to be handoff up the gut to Reggie Fain. Actually, that is actually Mario Banks. Both of them are built kind of a bit alike.
Yep,
so they're down to the 43 for a 5-yard game, 2nd and 5 for the Indians. They ran out of the power I there on their second possession, mixing it up a little bit. Now they're going to split 3 to the top, single to the near side. Banks in the backfield to the right of Hart. Hart's going to take a look, and he's going to have positive yardage, and he's going to get an Indians first down inside the 30. They're going to spot the ball right at the 30 for a 13-yard gain and a Choctaw first down.
Actually had the camera on him the whole way.
And that's their second first down of the game. Raiders up 3-0 with 4:14 on the clock. They skipped the water break here.
I noticed that. Well, maybe since they had the field goal, they figured they were getting water.
That is the referees, the White Hats' decision whether they take it or not. So 1st and 10 for the Indians. It's going to be a quick hitter to the outside. It's going to be completed out there to Reggie Fain. And Reggie's going to take it inside the 20 for another Indian first down. It's going to be a gain of 11 to Fain and an Indian first down.
Wow, yep. Now that looks like the passes he was throwing there before the game. He was hitting those all day long, but it's a lot different when you get those defenders out there, I know.
Actually, they're going to give him 12 on the play. 1st and 10 Indians at the Raider 18, 3:37 on the clock. And it's going to be almost intercepted. Great coverage over there by Gabe Davis.
Woo. Yeah, that was a great play.
As he had a Raider defender all over him. I believe that was Josh Carrier.
I don't think it was Josh.
Maybe not. And
25, maybe.
Okay.
Oh, no, I had it.
We lost our.
I was going to say, what are you going to do, rewind on me?
No, we lost our picture.
All right, I'll
make sure everything's plugged in. There's a fumble on the play.
Yeah, all right, Navarre ball.
Xavier Thomas with the
All right.
fumble recovery.
Do we got video?
We do not have video.
Dang.
Our screen has gone dark.
All my video skills are wasted.
So we're going to keep calling until we get our screen back. So a fumble recovery for the Raiders, a -5 yards on the loss on Hart. And the Raiders going to take over 1st and 10 from their 23. We'll try and get the picture back as soon as we can.
Can you – where's that one go? She's good up here. All right, again, looks like Williams on the run and nowhere to go.
He's got to get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain. Second and 10 for Navarre. We're still broadcasting. Courtney back to pass. He's got a receiver wide open.
Oh, yeah.
And that is number 24, Jaden Antonio. And he's going to take it to the house for a 77-yard pass. Jaden Antonio on the reception, 77 yards. And the Raiders are on the board with their first touchdown of the night.
Tell you what got him. They had Quinn over here on the right. He looked at him first, and I think that drew the defenders over here to the right-hand side, and then that fella was wide open.
And that's, I believe,
those are the kind that you have too much time.
77-yard completion.
You can overthink those.
Sorry you could not see that one, folks. But we're going to keep on broadcasting until we get our picture back. Tate coming in for the extra point.
I'm going to take a look at everything.
Let me know if we are still, if you can still hear me, please let me know. That way we can just concentrate on the picture. Point is up, and is it good? And the Raiders are up 10-0. Raiders out on top 10-0. At the 242 mark, a 77-yard pass from Courtney to Antonio. They can hear us, just can't see us. We'll figure it out here as soon as we can. We're going to keep on broadcasting. So the kick is good by Tate. The Raiders up 10-0. And we're going to keep on moving here. Tate's getting ready to kick off. It's going to be a line drive kick to the 32. The Raiders are all over it on the tackle by Chris Williams.
Nowhere to go that time. And looks like Crestview will take over on about their, 36?
Take over on the 36-yard line.
37, maybe.
They did a little squib kick on there after that nice return by Choctaw on their first drive. Actually, their second possession.
Third possession, didn't we punt?
This is their third?
No, ours, sorry. I'll shut up. I'll shut right up.
They got the opening kickoff. Actually, we took the opening kickoff. It's going to be a handoff off left tackle, and a host of Raiders right there led by Gilchrist and Xavier Thomas. It's going to be a loss of 1 for Banks. 2nd and 11 coming up. Okay, I'm still being heard, so we'll have to figure it out. Sound is good. Thanks, Coach Weaver, checking in, letting us know our sound's still good. Tim Keene checking in as well. It's going to be a nice hit there on the tackle by Isaiah Hayward. Hayward comes up and hits Hart out to the 38, so it's going to be a gain of 2, bring up 3rd and 9. We'll have to figure out what it is coming up here, but we're going to keep on broadcasting until we figure it out. Everything's connected. Everything's good.
Plugged and replugged.
How's the battery life? Good?
Way good.
Feeling pressure over here. And it's going to be tackled for a minimal gain over the 39 on the tackle by Gilchrist and Josh Carter out to the 39. So we'll bring up 4th and 8 after the 1-yard gain.
And they're sending the punting team in.
And number 34 is your punter for Choctaw. That will be Mason Bruns. He had a good week last week. Averaged 40.3 on his, I believe, 8 punts last week.
And none other than number 5, Dante Wright, back to receive for the Raiders.
Dante standing on his own 30 on the right hash mark. It's a nice wobbly punt and a fair catch right at the 30 where the Raiders will take over. That'll be a fair catch at the 30-yard line.
1:05 left in the first quarter.
10-0 Navarre here on the road. Navarre looking to go 4-0. Choctaw looking for their second victory. We'll probably just keep going, and when we go to switch quarters, we'll try just rebooting maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Courtney, handoff to Chris Williams. He's going to get to the outside and slips on a nice play over there. Number 34, Bruns on the tackle. Punting and tackling tonight.
Back to the line of scrimmage. No gain.
He's tackling few. As the water boy would say, is tackling few. It's going to be second and about 9.5 for the Raiders, just outside their own 30.
He checked down, looking left, throwing
He's
right.
got Antonio here to the near side,
and
he's going to break it. They're either going to have a push off. It's either going to be offensive or defensive. I'm not sure. If it's offensive, if it's defensive, it's going to be a 69-yard touchdown pass.
I can't see how it would be offensive. It looked to me like
he dropped the flag right away.
Yes, he did. Oh, there's no question.
And Choctaw staying down there.
And,
it's against Choctaw, so it's going to be a 69-yard touchdown pass from Courtney to Caballero. The Raiders back on the board again at the 24-second mark of the first quarter. A 69-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah, I tell you, man, dude's got an arm. They haven't had much luck running straight up the middle.
And it was tight coverage over there on the near side. And Caballero just made a nice play. Tash in for the extra point to add on point number 17 here in the first quarter. Kick is up, kick is through, and the Raiders up 17-0. Here with 24.9 seconds on the clock here in the first quarter. 17-0 Navarre on the road. A 69-yard touchdown pass to Caballero. 4 of 6 here early on for Courtney for 173 yards. 27 yards for Wright, 69 yards for Antonio, 77 for Antonio, 69 for Caballero. And we have our picture back.
Yeah.
Don't know what you did, but we have our picture back.
Good. So we missed, 2 scores?
We missed 2 scores, and
touchdown.
And hopefully I described them well enough so you can picture. The first one was a 77-yard touchdown. Wide open was Jaden Antonio out of the backfield. And there wasn't anybody within 10 yards of him, and he took it 77 yards. Basically, the last 50 yards, nobody was even near him. Then on this last touchdown, a 69-yarder, Courtney on the second down and 9.5. He hits Quinn Caballero. Caballero goes over the defender, hauls it in, and gets behind the defender and races to the end zone on the near sideline. 17-0 Navarre.
And the defender was called for a pass interference on that play. Obviously, we declined, and here we are.
And it's going to be Tate's kicking off from the 45. And that is going to be about 9 yards deep in the end zone for a touchback. There was a penalty on that.
Yeah, I noticed they kicked off from, the 45?
And that's the third penalty of the night for Choctaw for 33 yards. And that is a touchback from the 45, 9 yards deep, 54 yards on the touchback. You got to give those kickers their deserve on touchbacks, even if it is from the 45.
Yeah, fact.
Hey, that comes from a dad who has a kicker as a son. First and 10. Hart's going to roll off on the misdirection. It's going to be a fumble.
No way.
And on the fumble was Kybert McLaughlin. He's going to lose it yardage back to the 13-yard line. It's going to be a loss of 7, and not much going right for Choctaw now.
No, not now. They started out looking pretty good. Held us, we punted, and then since then it's not been pretty. Looks like that's the end of the first quarter, Bill.
And we're going to take a quick commercial break at the end of one. Navarre 17 and Choctaw 0 on JockJive.com. This is Irish Bill and Phil Williams, and we'll be right back after this quick commercial break.
Are you a friend of JockJive on Facebook? Do you follow us on Twitter? Have you subscribed to our YouTube channel? If you aren't, don't, and haven't, please do. We are growing exponentially and want you to keep up with us. Plus, we want to stay in touch with you. So go to the homepage of JockJive.com to like us, follow us, and subscribe on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. We'll jock and roll together.
One company is on a mission to put 1 million people to work each year. Sounds like a big number, doesn't it? Not to express employment professionals seeking a skilled labor position or administrative work. Maybe you're an executive looking for a career that fits. Good morning, everyone. We take pride in connecting the right people with the right company. Express Employment Professionals is on a mission to put 1 million people to work each year. Let us help. We'll open doors for you. Go to expresspros.com to find a location near you.
Irish Bill and Phil Williams back here to start the second quarter, 17-0 Navarre. The Choctaw facing a 2nd and 17 from their own 13-yard line. And welcome back to the second quarter.
Got video. Got a quick drink. Life is good right now. I
appreciate all the feedback out there. Tim Keene checking in as he always does every Friday night. Thanks, Tim, for always checking in. I played your song for you again tonight. 2nd and 17. Hart's going to roll out to his left. He's feeling pressure. He's got a receiver downfield, and it's going to be almost intercepted by Nathan Cruz as he had to come clear across from his left corner position on the near side. That ball was on the right hash mark on the far side of the field. Yep. Just underway in the second quarter, 17-0 Navarre.
3rd down and 17.
Raiders defensive front up there, Gilchrist, Jefferson, and Hunt. Your linebackers, Chris Williams, number 29 in there now is Bladen Parker. Josh Carter actually in 42. That is good old Jeffrey Maddox. Hart's going to roll out to his right. Looking for a receiver to throw to. He's going to cut back. And he didn't feel the pressure of Gilchrist because he almost took his head off. Yes, and it's going to be a gain out to the 19, a gain of 6 for Hart, but it'll bring up 3rd and 11. And Gilchrist is down on the field at the 20-yard line.
He's down, but their quarterback was shaken up too.
Hart's going to gain 6 yards on the scramble. The Raiders with 191 yards of offense in the first quarter. Choctaw with 21. Raiders with 173 yards passing in the first quarter, 18 rushing, 14 passing, 13 rushing for Choctaw. And Gilchrist is up. And
it's always good to see.
Trainer out there helping him off the field, Alan Ray. Alan, good guy. He's been with Navarre for a couple of years now. He takes care of all the Raiders sports here. He is employee of Andrews Institute. And we'll have fourth down at the 19. Bruns back for the third time this evening. Dante Wright standing in his own end of the field at about the 46-yard line. 11:29 on the clock with the running here in the second quarter. 17-0 Navarre. And it's a block by the Raiders. It's going to go out of the end zone for a safety. And that is Matthew Downey with the block. And the Raiders are on the board via the safety.
Look at that.
Out of the back of the end zone. Matthew Downey with the block. It's Navarre's second block of the year. At the 11:16 mark of the second quarter. Downey got a great jump from the right side of the line. And the Indians will be kicking off. Downey gets credited with the safety on the block punt. 19-0.
That's how I like it. I like it like that. Definitely not like 7 days ago.
And now Choctaw has the option. They can either kick off from the 20 or they can punt from the 20. It's a free punt from the 20-yard line, depending on which they choose to do. 19-0 Navarre. Let's move it into the second quarter. We're not at the end of this first anymore. I always catch that a couple minutes in. Usually someone has texted me by now. Hey, Bill,
right.
change the quarter.
Just got a text from Bart Pullum. He's listening in.
Thanks, Bart. 19-0 Navarre out on top of Choctaw here this evening. Two big pass plays, a 77-yarder to Jaden Antonio and a 69-yarder to Quinn Caballero's third touchdown reception of the season, if I remember right, which I usually do.
Yep. You won't hear no arguments.
That is his third. Antonio, that is his first touchdown reception, his third overall, 2 rushing and 1 receiving. It looks like they will be kicking off here.
And we got Raiders kind of spread out all over.
Keene will be kicking off. It's kind of a wobbler. It's going to go out of bounds on the far sideline at the 28. And they should get they do have a penalty flag, and that's for kicking it out of bounds. And they'll either force them to kick again or they'll take the ball. It's usually, trying to think, I think it's 25 yards from where the kickoff. So that would move the ball to the 45 if I remember right, or they'll make them kick again. They have the option, make them kick again.
Looks like they're kicking again.
They'll be back to the 15. It's out of bounds, and the Raiders are going to make them kick again.
Yep.
That is the fourth penalty of the game for Choctaw for 38 yards. 1 for Navarre. So Keene is going to be kicking off from the 15 now with 10:25 on the clock.
Time flies when you're having fun, huh?
It sure does. Raiders should have pretty good field position when your front line is sitting at the 27. It's going to be a line drive. It's going to be fielded at the 35 by Dante Wright. He's going to be across midfield, still on his feet. He's going to cut down the right sideline, break it free inside the 25, 20, 15, and he's going to be out of bounds at the
1, 2, 2-yard line.
Looks like they're going to spot the ball at the 7.
Wow.
So a return from the 35 down to the 7. So that's 15 and 43, 58 yards on the kickoff return by Dante Wright.
A lot better than if they would have just accepted that last kick.
So the Raiders will have,
I'll take
actually
that.
they're going to spot it at the 6. So give him 59 yards on the kickoff return. Dante Wright already with 103 yards and 104 yards in return yardage tonight. 24 on punts and 80 on returns. Having a typical Dante night. First and goal for the Raiders at the Choctaw 6.
Tyler England out here in the
Wright's going to go in motion. It's going to be a flip to Carter. He's going to cut back inside right behind his right guard. Actually, his left guard. He'll need some right guard after this game, but that was his left guard. And he's going to get down to about the 1. They're going to spot the ball right at the 1, so it's going to be a gain of 5 for Carter on his first carry of the night. And now they're going to bring in the jumbo package. Jordan Jefferson coming in at fullback. Josh Carter in at running back to the left of Courtney. Single receiver to the near side is Tyler England. Caballero and Wright to the top of the screen. Wright's going to go in motion. It's going to be Carter up the middle. He's stymied at first. And then he's in for the touchdown. And the Raiders are back on the board as they jump up 25-0.
Yeah.
At the 9:27 mark. Carter's 5th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders take the very short field and go in from 6 yards out. 2 plays and in the end zone. Josh Carter on the 1-yard scamper.
So 2 points from the safety, 6 points so far from the punt or the kickoff.
And Tate in for the extra point. And batten down the hatches. The winds are feeling good tonight.
Oh, man.
Snap is good. Hold is good. Tate's kick is up, and it splits the uprights.
It is good.
And the Raiders are up 26-0. Tate's 3 for 3 on the night. Good to see him back out there on the field there,
yes,
Phil.
It is. Yes, it is. What did he do? Did he hurt his kicking leg?
Yeah, he had a from what he was talking with my son Brady. They talk as they go to training together. He said he had a slight tear on his hip flexor.
Oh.
He could have came back last week and did all the kicks, but they thought they'd hold him out.
Smart.
One more week from doing extra points. He did do the kickoffs last week, but they held him off from doing field goals and extra points. He's having a good night so far, 3 for 3 on extra points and 1 for 1 on field goal from 24 yards out.
There's a view of the Navarre visitors side here at Choctaw. That'd be our Navarre side over there.
Decent crowd over there.
Yeah, not bad.
Like to see it a little bit more, but if they're not, hopefully they're at home watching on JockJive.com.
Yeah. Good little plug there.
We love to have the followers on JockJive, and if you are following out there and watching us on JockJive tonight, send me a text. Let me know. The number is 850-549-8387. That's 850-549-8387. And we'll go to the scoreboard here momentarily and give you some other scores. Tage with the kickoff. It's a directional kick. It's going to come down at the 18-yard line where it's fielded right there by Jimmy Hart. He breaks one tackle, breaks another tackle. He gets to the outside, still on his feet. That's a lot of energy for a 5-yard gain.
Yes, it is. It's almost like he was made of kryptonite there, man. Those Raiders are bouncing off of him left and right.
And that's a 42-yard kickoff down to the 18. And Jimmy Hart's going to stay out there with the offense, wearing number 1. Jimmy's a junior.
I think he does it all, don't he?
He plays, I think I've seen him on defense a little bit, too. Choctaw back on the field, trailing 26-0 with 9:16 on the clock here in the second quarter. It's been all Navarre so far, Phil.
Yes, it has.
We know how that can change.
Oh, yeah. No question.
Memory's not removed too far from last week. Hart's going to try and take it himself, but there's a big play by Xavion Thomas. in the backfield. And he's going to lose yardage.
Yeah, it looks like they tried to carry the momentum there from that kickoff return that he had. Didn't work that time.
Xavier Thomas with the tackle for loss. I tell you, this Xavier Thomas has really stepped up his game over the last couple of weeks. 8 tackles last week. Couple tackles for loss. Younger brother of Royce Thomas, who graduated in 2017. He played a year at Shorter this past year. And it's Carter reading that, but luckily Hart kept the ball, or Mario Banks would have been part of the turf. But it's going to be a gain out to the 26-yard line. It's going to be a gain of, let's call it a couple of yards out to the 26. They'll bring up 3rd and 12.
Yeah, it looks like they're getting a little frustrated now. I know I would be.
They're going to split receiver to the top of the screen. That's Roland Clay. Grant and Dedman to the near side. Hart back to pass. He's looking for a receiver. He's going to take off and run. He's going to be close to a Choctaw first down out to the 40. Nice scamper. Nice run by Hart out to the 40-yard line. A 14-yard gain for Hart and a Choctaw first down.
Yeah, it sucks when you kind of, give a quarterback that much time and then he kind of scatters the field out and then he ran up the middle. Not much there.
Cody Lemke with the tackle there for Navarre. One of the 4 linebackers in there in the 3-4. Defense for Navarre. Hart's going to go under center, running out of the power I this formation. He's going to hand to the deep back. That's going to be Reggie Fain. And there's Jordan Jefferson to meet him
there
for a 2-yard loss. His first carry of the night.
99. Jordan Jefferson on the tackle.
Let's go see if we got some other scores here in 6A. If I can go over through your page, some of them just kicking off, 7:30 kickoffs. Gulf Breeze head of is down to Pine Forest in the second quarter, 7-0. Fort Walton Beach and Wakulla tied at 7 in the second quarter. Pace and Washington tied at 13 in the second quarter. And it's going to be 2nd and 12 for Choctaw from their 38. It's going to be a quick hitter to Grant, and he's down the near side, and he may be gone, and he will be gone. It's going to be 62 yards to Detarian Grant, and the Indians are on the board.
That was a good drive by Choctaw.
That's a 62-yard pass play from Hart to Detarian Grant at the 6:38 mark. Keene in for the extra point.
The
kick is up, and it's good.
There's that breeze behind us, Bill.
26-7, Choctaw on the board. A 62-yard pass play.
Adjust the camera here.
That's their biggest play of the game so far.
Give a shout out to Hunter Pullum too. He's listening to us and watching us on JockJive.
See if we got any other 6A scores. Tate trailing Pensacola in the first quarter, 15-7. Milton and Catholic just underway, no score. And Navarre up 26-7 here in Etheridge Stadium. That might be a better picture this week. We got a little bit more surroundings here. So 2 touchdown passes for Courtney, 1 for Hart. 26-7 Navarre with 6:38 on the clock here in the second quarter. It's a directional kick. It's going to come to rest at the 26-yard line. Josh Carter is going to take it. He's going to go right up the middle, out over the 35, out to the 37. So it's going to be a 15-yard return for Carter on the kickoff return.
All right, let's go, Raiders. Looks like a ref timeout. There's your water break.
And let's take a quick break with them. Phil, with your
do it.
score is 6:30 to go in the opening half. It's Navarre 26, Choctaw 7 on JockJive.com. We'll be right back, folks.
Lux Solar Salon and Spa is an Aveda salon, connecting beauty, environment, and well-being. The salon is located in Navarre off Highway 98 at Ortega. The team at Lux Solis specializes in hair design, color, botanical hair therapy, styling, skincare, makeup, facials, body treatments, and massage therapy. Spa packages are available for a fabulous Aveda experience. Bridal services are also available with advance notice. Aveda products are cruelty-free, and nothing is ever tested on animals. Lux Solis schedules appointments 6 days a week. Find us on Facebook at Lux Solis Salon and Spa. Call 939-9229.
Welcome back to Joe Etheridge Stadium. This Irish Bill with Phil Williams on JockJive.com. We got a couple of people checking. Cade Taylor checking in from Tennessee.
Hey,
if Cade's still up in Tennessee right now, I believe getting ready for baseball season up there. And Steve Alford checking in, our local PA guy at home. Courtney back to pass. He's going to try and hit Gomez out of the backfield, but it's going to fall incomplete. Thanks for checking in, Cade and Steve. And that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 for Navarre. 4 of 7 passing for 173 yards and 2 touchdowns for Marlon Courtney.
In the first half. Quarter and a half.
Now I got Cade's number, so I can give him props in the future without even have to look at the number. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. Chris Williams on the carry. It's going to be a minimal gain out to the 39, so give Williams 2. We'll bring up 3rd and 8.
Absolutely nowhere to go on that one.
Mason Bruns on the tackle.
All right, come on.
And Cade is the son of assistant coach Greg Taylor and the brother of Coda Taylor, the starting center for Navarre. Courtney back to pass. He's going to hit right. He's going to look back. And Dante's going to get out to the 45, out to the 47-yard line, close to a first down, depending on the spot. It's going to be a gain of, I think it's going to be about a half-yard short.
Yeah, they're not giving it to him.
So that's the 3rd catch of the night by your new.
First down, they're going to give it to him.
They're going to give him a first down, so that's going to give him 8 yards.
Move those chains, baby. Move those chains.
That is your new career receiving yardage leader in Navarre history. That is Dante Wright. As he needed 2 yards coming into this game to pass New York Jets tight end Jordan Leggett. First down, Raiders out to their 47-yard line. It's going to be Courtney sprinting out to the right. It's kind of a busted play. He's going to get positive yardage out of this, about 6-7 yards.
Yeah, it looked like he bobbled the snap, but he went with it. Ended up being a great play.
He's going to get into Choctaw territory down to the 46. So that's going to be a 7-yard gain on a busted play by Courtney. Raiders in Choctaw territory once again. England to the near side. Caballero and Wright to the top of the screen. Chris Williams to the left of Marlon Courtney. Wright's going to go in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Chris Williams. And he's going to, I thought he's almost going to bust that one, Phil.
I did too. Finally. They don't do much when they run right up the middle.
So he's going to get a gain of 6 down to the 40 for Williams and a Raider first down.
Yeah.
They're 5th on the night. Grant on the tackle for Choctaw. It's nice to have a good PA guy over there that helps you with, with the tackles and everything, because I can't always see the tackles.
I don't know how you see it anyway.
And we're going to have a timeout here. Is it going to be officials timeout, or is it going to be Choctaw timeout? And we'll take a timeout with them on a word from our sponsors. 26-7 Navarre with 4:30 to go here in the first half.
University Lending Group, located in Harvest Village, is Navarre's local mortgage lender. If buying, selling, or building a dream home is in your future, you need to contact University Lending Group. Jennifer Gomes and Stacy Wright are the loan specialists who have the experience to take you step by step to make your buying, building, or selling experience smooth. See University at 752 Navarre Parkway, Suite 56, or call 850-396-0322.
Kate is actually just checked back in. He said, "Hey, Irish Bill, I'm watching the game on JockJive all the way from Memphis, Tennessee.
Wow.
Playing baseball at Southwest Tennessee Community College this year. They open up their fall season tomorrow at Lipscomb University against Chattanooga State and Roan State.
Well, good luck to that young man.
And Mom and Dad are leaving after the game to go watch him play. And I'm leaving in the morning to go watch Brady play in Birmingham tomorrow, Cade. Their first home game of the season. It's going to be Dante Wright on the sweep, jet sweep. He's inside the 35-30, and he's going to break it for a Raider touchdown as he strips and jaunts down into the near side of the field.
No flags.
No flags on the play.
It's a miracle that no flag.
And it's a 40-yard run for Dante Wright, and the Raiders are on the board again. A 40-yard run on the jet sweep. 2 carries for 61 yards for Dante Wright. And the Raiders on the board at the 4:22 mark.
I kind of like the 7 o'clock start time over here in Okaloosa.
I do, because I get home a lot earlier, especially when I have to get up early the next morning and go off to Birmingham.
Yeah. Kick is up, and it is no good.
No good as he pushed it off to the right.
Yep.
No good. The Raiders score will remain 32-7 on the missed extra point.
Get another camera shot of the Navarre side over there.
The Raiders wearing their white jerseys with maroon numbers and maroon pants and their black Raider helmet.
And no, all you parents out there, don't text me. I'm not going to look for your kids. Just kidding.
Who we got checking in now? Rich Posey checking in. Saying, great job.
Oh,
Thanks,
Rich.
Thanks, Rich. Always love the feedback, and I know you always give it.
That's a fact. Good old Rich, man. He's a good man.
Oh, he is. I've known Rich quite a while, and both of his young men played at Navarre and did a great job, and they're turning out to be pretty fine young men,
Fine young
too.
man, too. I was going to say that.
That probably more of his wife's doing, but
oh yeah, absolutely.
Great couple right there. Tate's getting ready to put toe on leather to get this game back going. 32-7 Navarre, 4:22 to go in the opening half. Game pretty much dominated from the onset by the Raiders. Tate with the kick away. This one's going to come down at the 8-yard line. It's going to be returned there. Still on his feet. Nice cut back over the 25 and out to the 29, where he's tackled right there by Cody Lemke.
2 or 3 at least missed tackles on that one.
5th kickoff already here in the first half for Tage.
Kickoff scare me.
That one down to the 8. Lemke on the tackle. 4:14 on the clock. 32-7 Navarre.
Crap.
We'll be back at home next Friday night as the Raiders will host Pine Forest.
Ooh, that'll be a good one.
And we'll try to keep you up to date on scores in the Panhandle in Class 6A. Going on here. The handoff's going to be tried to be right up the gut, but the Raiders line says no.
No, thank
Jeffrey
you.
Maddox on the tackle. And Alex Gilchrist in there as well. Good to see Gilchrist back in there. No gain for Banks. And it's going to be 2nd and 10 from the 29 for Choctaw. Clock running down to 3:46 to go here in the opening half. 32-7 Navarre. This Irish Bill and Phil Williams back for the 3rd week this year, and I love it. And then next week I'll have to figure out who I'm going to bring in again.
Yeah.
I haven't heard Mike's schedule yet. Mike doing a great job officiating. He's over in Fort Walton Beach tonight doing the Wakulla Fort Walton Beach game. He's a field judge. So he's that guy that sits in the middle of the field on defense and gets hit quite often. So that's a penalty against the Raiders, and that will give Choctaw a 5-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 5. It's only Navarre's second penalty of the night.
Nowhere to go.
There's going to be another tackle for loss. That one's by Mitchell Hunt.
Man.
And that was number 22, Reggie Fain. He's going to lose that 5 yards. He's going to lose 4 yards of that 5 that they got back on the penalty. And now is Mitchell Hunt in the backfield.
This is where they're going to throw the ball. Just a little assumption there.
If the Raiders front 7 allows them to. Oh, it's a bad snap off the foot of Hart. He's just going to fall on it at the 28-yard line.
Raider ball.
Oh, the Raiders are going to come up with it. That's Mitchell Hunt. Actually, Alex Gilchrist with the fumble recovery. Their second turnover, and the Raiders have great field position. Gilchrist on the fumble recovery.
Looks like he's doing just fine.
And it's going to be a 2-yard loss and a second turnover of the game by Choctaw.
1st and 10, 26-yard line of Choctaw. 2 minutes, 57 seconds left to go.
Out comes the offensive line. Clayton Dillard in there now on the left tackles. Preston Brewer in at right guard. Wright's going to go in motion. Courtney's going to drop back to pass. He's going to have to run, and he's going to go down all the way back to the 39-yard line. A loss of 13. A sack for the Choctaw Indian defense by number 44. That would be Sion Yu.
Looks like he was looking for Tyler England there.
Second sack of the night for Choctaw. That's going to bring up 2nd and 23 for the Raiders. Back to the Indian 39-yard line with 2:23 on the clock. Courtney in a shotgun, empty. Actually, the backfield is Josh Carter. Josh is going to lose yardage back to his 43. So the Indians defense is kind of stepping up to the plate here.
Yes, they are.
Bruns on the tackle for loss, a 4-yard loss for Carter.
At the 2-minute mark in the second quarter.
The Raiders going to have 3rd and a country mile here.
Yes, they do.
So they're at the 43. They need to get down to the 17-yard line. So 3rd and 26 for the Raiders. Courtney back to pass. He's going to roll out to his right. He's going to hit Caballero. He's going to make one move. It looks like he's going to have a Raider first down inside the 20. Nope.
Almost.
He's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage, not to the first down marker. So from the 43 down to the 23, a gain of 20. Nice move there by Caballero. That's going to bring up 4th and 7.
And looks like they're going to.
Are we going to bring out the kicker, Tage?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
And with that pass, Courtney's already over 200 yards on the night in the first half. 6 of 9, 201 yards and 2 touchdowns. Tage in for a 40-yard field goal attempt. He's 1 for 1 on the night.
Come on, buddy.
Good snap, good hold. Kick is up.
Direct.
It's a low one.
That's low.
It's low and short. And the Indians defense holds on a 40-yard field goal attempt.
44 seconds left.
From 40 yards out. 1 of 2 on the night. The Raiders still out on top 32-7 with 44.1 on the clock. Let's go back to the scoreboard here. See if we got any score updates. Gulf Breeze still trailing Pine Forest in the second quarter, 7-0. Pensacola 21, Tate 7. Let's get back to the ball game. Hart hits his receiver out to the 24-yard line. The first catch on the night for Cooper Bizzaneri.
And he stayed in bounds. So the clock is winding down.
Bizzaneri with his first catch on the night. 2nd and 6 for the Indians from their own 24. Probably one more play up here in the second half, and we'll take in the first half, and we'll take a lengthy commercial break, and we'll be back for second half action. 2nd and 6 for the Indians from their own 24. It's going to be handoff to Reggie Fain, and he is met by his own player and a Raider defender, and that is number 48, Isaiah Hayward, with the big hit out at the 25, and that will be the last. That was a tough 1 yard there, Phil.
That was. It most certainly was.
Your halftime score, Navarre 32, Choctaw 7 on JockJive.com. This is Irish Bill and Phil Williams, and we'll be back after this lengthy commercial break.
Great teams have great support. The Navarre Raiders have one of the best support organizations, the Navarre Raider Quarterback Club. All the members see to it that the Raiders have all available necessities to keep the Raiders on track, whether it's seeing to it they are properly fed, have good transportation, or making sure that all Raider fans can hear all the exciting Navarre Raider football action. The Navarre Raider Quarterback Club is there to make it happen. Thanks, Navarre Raider Quarterback Club, for your support of your winning Navarre Raiders on JockJive.com. JockJive.com. We are literally taking the world by storm. Last year, more than 3,000 cities worldwide turned into our coverage of football, baseball, softball, basketball, volleyball. From T-ball to the NCAA Division I athletics, JockJive crews have traveled this nation to provide you the finest in sports coverage. So the next time you need the spotlight glaring on your sports venture, think JockJive.com. Maybe not the only internet sports channel, but the best one.
Craig Culver of Culver's. Before farm to table, before field to fork, there was just good, wholesome food. Grown by America's farm families, prepared fresh at Culver's, and always served with a smile. We still cook every Butterburger to order using fresh 100% Midwest beef and craft our frozen custard right in the restaurant using family farm fresh dairy. So thank you, farmers. Welcome to Delicious.
Navarre Raider Sports is brought to you by Ursula Householder of Caldwell Banker Residential Real Estate, your local real estate connection. With Ursula, you've got a positive, helpful partner for buying or selling a home. Ursula can help with all of your real estate needs, whether in the Florida Panhandle or around the world. Her 15 years experience in real estate will work for you with innovative marketing strategies. Thinking about selling your home? Call Ursula for a free market analysis and see if you qualify for one of the incentive programs. Call or text 850-642-5711. Email ursula.householder@floridamoves.com or go to householderhomes.com. Go Raiders! Your fans are behind you at the field or watching at home. Are you a friend of JockJive on Facebook? Do you follow us on Twitter? Have you subscribed to our YouTube channel? If you aren't, don't, and haven't, please do. We are growing exponentially and want you to keep up with us. Plus, we want to stay in touch with you. So go to the homepage of JockJive.com to like us, follow us, and subscribe on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. We'll jock and roll together.
One company is on a mission to put 1 million people to work each year. Sounds like a big number, doesn't it? Not to express employment professionals seeking a skilled labor position or administrative work. Maybe you're an executive looking for a career that fits. Good morning, everyone. We take pride in connecting the right people with the right company. Express Employment Professionals is on a mission to put 1 million people to work each year. Let us help. We'll open doors for you. Go to expresspros.com to find a location near you.
Lux Solar Salon and Spa is an Aveda salon, connecting beauty, environment, and well-being. The salon is located in Navarre off Highway 98 at Ortega. The team at Lux Solis specializes in hair design, color, botanical hair therapy, styling, skincare, makeup, facials, body treatment, and massage therapy. Spa packages are available for a fabulous Aveda experience. Bridal services are also available with advance notice. Aveda products are cruelty-free and nothing is ever tested on animals. Lux Solis schedules appointments 6 days a week. Find us on Facebook at Lux Solis Salon and Spa. Call 939-9229. University Lending Group, located in Harvest Village, is Navarre's local mortgage lender. If buying, selling, or building a dream home is in your future, you need to contact University Lending Group. Jennifer Gomes and Stacy Wright are the loan specialists who have the experience to take you step by step to make your buying, building, or selling experience smooth. See University at 752 Navarre Parkway, Suite 56, or call 850-396-0322. Great teams have great support. The Navarre Raiders have one of the best support organizations, the Navarre Raider Quarterback Club. All the members see to it that the Raiders have all available necessities to keep the Raiders on track, whether it's seeing to it they are properly fed, have good transportation, or making sure that all Raider fans can hear all the exciting Navarre Raider football action. The Navarre Raider Quarterback Club is there to make it happen. Thanks, Navarre Raider Quarterback Club, for your support of your winning Navarre Raiders on JockJive.com. JockJive.com. We are literally taking the world by storm. Last year, more than 3,000 cities worldwide turned into our coverage of football, baseball, softball, basketball, volleyball. From T-ball to the NCAA Division I athletics, JockJive crews have traveled this nation to provide you the finest in sports coverage. So the next time you need the spotlight glaring on your sports venture, think JockJive.com. Maybe not the only internet sports channel, but the best one.
Craig Culver of Culver's. Before farm to table, before field to fork, there was just good, wholesome food. Grown by America's farm families, prepared fresh at Culver's, and always served with a smile. We still cook every Butterburger to order using fresh 100% Midwest beef and craft our frozen custard right in the restaurant using family farm fresh dairy. So thank you, farmers. Welcome to Delicious.
Navarre Raider Sports is brought to you by Ursula Householder of Caldwell Banker Residential Real Estate, your local real estate connection. With Ursula, you've got a positive, helpful partner for buying or selling a home. Ursula can help with all of your real estate needs, whether in the Florida Panhandle or around the world. Her 15 years experience in real estate will work for you with innovative marketing strategies. Thinking about selling your home? Call Ursula for a free market analysis and see if you qualify for one of the incentive programs. Call or text 850-642-5711. Email ursula.householder@floridamoves.com or go to householderhomes.com. Go Raiders! Your fans are behind you at the field or watching at home.
This Irish Bell back at the half, 32-7. We're going to turn it over to the field mic so that you can listen to the band as they play on the field.
There be the British scallywags.
It's Irish Bill back to the half. Navarre up on top 32-7. Phil's going to be joining me here momentarily. And we're going to talk about the first half a little bit.
Back with you, brother. Back with you.
What a dominating first half by the Raiders.
Yes,
as I look at the offensive numbers here, Raiders with 262 yards, 71 yards there in the second quarter, 191 in the first quarter. And Choctaw is up to 99 total yards with the big pass play, the 62-yard touchdown reception there.
I'm just glad we came out to play in the first half. You know, they kind of took a while to get started against Catholic. And then Washington, of course, come out and boom. Last week kind of stalled a little bit, but this week looks like we're hitting off cylinders.
The ground game could get going a little bit. I mean, we've had a couple of big runs by Dante with 61 yards. But other than that, in fact, that's where we're at, 61 yards rushing. Everybody else is equaled out to 0. 11 yards for Chris Williams, 1 yard rushing for Josh Carter, and minus 12 yards for Marlon Courtney. But 2 carries, 61 yards for Dante Wright. The first one got them into Choctaw territory for the first time. The second one was touchdown number 4 in the first half for Navarre.
Yeah, I tell you, man, that seems like every time we try to run it right up the gut, there's nothing there. But then if we can break it outside, that's our bread and butter.
Now entering the field.
And now here comes the Choctaw band, and we're going to turn it back over to the field, Mike, so that you can enjoy an awesome show by the Choctaw marching band here coming up here momentarily. We'll wait till they come on the field.
I'll try to get them all. Man, these guys are spread out literally darn near across the whole field.
And the band is in the north end zone marching out. And we're going to turn the field mic back on and let you enjoy the Choctaw Indians.
Style marchers.
Style marchers.
Boom.
And we're going to turn back on the field mic and let you enjoy the show.
Color guard captains are Alexia Morris, Madison Weinstein, and Jordan Diaz-Garcia. Tonight's featured performers are Samantha West, Emily Peterson, and Faith Bernstein. Tonight, the Style Marchers present their 2018 production, Music of the Night. Musical selections include Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata, Schubert's Earl King, and Puccini's Nessun Dorma.
Until they come on, I'm going to give you a few scores. In the second quarter, Pace 27, Washington 20, Catholic 3, Milton 0, Tate 21, Tate trailing Pensacola 21-7, Niceville up on top of Home Central 21-0 at the half. Choctaw trailing here at home 32-7 to Navarre. Wakulla 17, Fort Walton Beach 7 at the half, just down the road from here. And at the half, Pine Forest 7, Gulf Breeze 0. There's your 6A scores in the Panhandle tonight.
That's quite the defensive standoff.
Ladies and gentlemen, under the field direction of drum major Emily Peterson, Choctaw
there we are under the
proudly presents the Style
field
Marchers.
major Emily Pearson, your Choctaw style dancers and Fighting Indians.
No, it's not chaos. It's not pandemonium. It's the one, the only Choctaw Shuffle. Choctaw Nation, stand up and put your hands together for Big Green Indians! The Style Marchers would like to thank our Big Chief football program sponsors, Beachside Community Church and Emerald Coast Introductions, and our Holy Moly sponsors, A to Z Lock and City, Fort Walton Beach Medical Center, Egland Federal Credit Union, and the Taylor Hogan Foundation.
This is Irish Bill back at the half. What a beautiful performances by both bands, the Navarre Raider Marching Band and the Choctaw Hatchie marching, fighting Indians, styling Indians.
The style marchers.
But they put on a great show, and I love when they do their CHS formation at the end of their program. We got 32-7 here at the half as the clock's winding down within a minute. We're getting ready for second half action here on JockJive.com. Hopefully you have enjoyed the broadcast thus far. Navarre out on top, 32-7. Phil Williams checking in with me again. Great to have you back, Phil.
I appreciate you having me, man. I really do love this stuff. Excuse my camera here. You know, like I said, I always apologize for it, but I think I am getting a little better at it anyway. Well, taking a shot of the visitor side over there, the Navarre crowd.
What I like to tell people is we're just two old guys doing the best that we can.
That's a fact. That is a fact. Oh, there's our Raider over there.
We're both about the same age.
Yeah.
And we've been around Herbert Field for quite a while now, and very familiar with this area. I've been in Navarre for quite a while. Since 1991. You guys arrived in
87.
87, so a little bit longer than me.
Yeah.
So you're working on 31 years in Navarre, and Brenda and I we're on 27 years this month.
Wow.
We rolled into Navarre.
I wasn't out there the whole time, but yes, I lived on Herbert for some years.
I got an assignment from. I was stationed up at a little small base in Ohio called Gentilly Air Force Station near Wright Pat. I was at Wright Pat for 6 years, and I went on special duty, and they closed down for budget reasons. They said you can either go back to Wright Pat or to Herbert Field. And I said, well, where the heck is Herbert Field at? And they said Florida. And I said, bye.
Same thing I said.
I didn't even have to call Brenda and ask her because I knew what her answer was going to be because her family lived down in Sarasota, 8 hours from here, 8 hours from here. So I knew she'd want to get closer to her family.
Hey, it's Florida.
And not knowing that decision that we made when I was a young buck sergeant at the time, that it was a decision that was going to affect me for the rest of my life and my family.
Kids these days don't know what a buck sergeant was, but
no, they don't. And
so anyway, we're getting ready to start this here second half. Choctaw should get the ball first, if I'm not mistaken. They won the toss.
And we'll get you scores at the half. Pensacola 21, Tate 7. Tate's starting to struggle a little bit. (32-7) here. We'll go back to the scoreboard by FloridaHighSchoolFootball.com.
Yeah, that's an awesome site.
And every score going on every game going on in the state of Florida, Josh and his staff and people throughout the state are reporting scores to him, and he puts it out there for everyone to see. And what a great job that Josh Wilson does. Josh lives down in Gainesville, and he does a scoreboard show on Friday nights as well. So I think he'll be going on the air here pretty soon, East Coast time. And Josh Wilson and his staff do a great job over there out of Gainesville. Kevin Tate is getting ready to put toe on leather here to start the second half. They'll be coming out of the north end zone this half. Choctaw out of the south. Tate looks over to the sideline waiting for direction on what style of kick to perform. If he'll let him loose or if he'll do a directional kick.
I would kick it away from number 1. That's what I would do.
He kicks it away.
And they did.
And it's going to come down at the 3-yard line. It's going to be returned right there. Number 23, Kybert McLaughlin. A nice return over the 20 and out to the 25.
Talk about a host of Raiders.
And we're back underway as we change the scoreboard to the third quarter. Evan Gorley on the tackle, special teams tackle.
Williams was in there as well.
That's the longest kick for Tash on the night, 57 yards down to the 3. He does have one touchback. That was from a kickoff from the 45. 3 receivers split to the near side, single to the top of the screen. 1st and 10 Choctaw from their own 26-yard line. And he's going to get bull rushed by Josh Carter on the sack. And Xavier Thomas is back there with them as well. What a rush by Carter.
That was beautiful.
And that's going to be Raiders' first sack on the night. If I think all the way back to the 18-yard line, it's going to be a loss of, looks like it's going to be a loss of 7.
Yeah.
On the sack. Carter's first sack on the night. And it's going to be 2nd and 17 for Choctaw from their 18. Hart's going to roll out to right. He's actually forced out of that, and he's going to run for his life with a nice run. He's going to get back to the 20-yard line, so he made 2 yards out of nothing.
Yeah.
As he was running for his life.
Yeah, nowhere to go. They had, they had 3 receivers over here split left, and they were definitely not open, so he chose to run the ball, and boom, a couple yards.
Your defensive backfield for the Raiders, Cameron Thomas, Matthew Downey.
3rd down and about 14.
Gabe Davis and Nathan Cruz.
Definitely throwing
Feeling pressure, and he's going to roll out, and he's going to throw to his receiver over the outstretched arms of Grant. Fall incomplete. He'll bring up 4th down.
And no flags.
4 of 8 passing for 80 yards and a touchdown.
And here comes Mr. Wright for the punt return.
Dante with 61 yards rushing, 35 yards receiving, and 104 yards in return yardage.
Wow.
Standing on his own 43-yard line, waiting to kick the punt from Bruns. Bruns' 4th punt on the night. Raiders have only had to punt once, which is a good thing. Right at the 48. He's trying to get into Choctaw Field. He's going to cut back, and it's going to be a short return to the Raider 47, a return of 5 yards for Wright on the punt return.
Pushed out of bounds by 44.
It's going to be a 5-yard return. 109 yards in return yardage tonight for Dante. Well, sometimes you'll look at his numbers, rushing and receiving, and they don't mount up much. But when you look at the big picture and the return yardage, he's usually over 200 yards usually close to 200 yards every game. Marlon Courtney brings the offense back out. He's going to flip it to Antonio. Antonio trying to get to the outside, back to the line of scrimmage, plus, let's call it 1 yard gain. His first carry of the night. He had a long 77-yard touchdown reception to get the Raiders on the board with their first touchdown. 2nd and 9 for Navarre at the Choctaw 46. Caballero right to the near side. No receivers to the top, and they're going to draw Choctaw offsides.
Yeah, that's encouragement. And boom.
5th penalty of the night for Choctaw for 43 yards.
So that'll make it 2nd and
2nd and 4.
Yeah, so it looks like.
And 9:49 on the clock. 32-7 Navarre here in the third quarter. Irish Bill and Phil Williams on JockJive.com. It's going to be a handoff to Josh Carter. He's going to try to get to the outside. He's going to cut back, get a Raider first down, still on his feet inside the 30. On inside his feet, still inside, busting tackles. And he's all the way down to the 13-yard line.
He looks like a bull down there.
It's going to be a gain of 28 for Carter as he broke about 5 or 6 tackles.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was a good run.
And the Raiders' 6th first down on the night. Josh going to take a little break after that one.
Yeah.
It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Raiders at the Choctaw 13. Okaloosa County has always had 7 o'clock kickoffs. Santa Rosa has always stayed with the 7:30. I wish they would go to that 7. It's going to be
as well.
It's going to be Chris Williams off right tackle. He's going to get down to the 6. It's going to be a gain of 7 for Williams and it'll bring up 2nd and 3.
That was a big bullish run there, right behind the right tackle.
Raiders with 97 yards rushing, 201 yards receiving. It's going to be handoff to Williams again, and he's down sniffing the goal line, but he's about a half yard short. Woo. It's going to be a gain of 5 and a 1st and goal for the Raiders coming up. That's a big, tough run. Nice job on the right side there by Eric Anderson, Elijah Melendez, and Trey Campbell. It's going to be a handoff to Williams again, and he's in for the touchdown. And the Raiders back on the board on a 1-yard run by Chris Williams. 38-7, Raiders.
By golly, they did that one running the ball, didn't they?
That was all on the ground.
All possession.
At the 8:36 mark. Here in the third quarter, 1-yard run. Tation for the extra point.
And it's up, and it is good.
The Raiders jump out to a 39-7 lead here early on in the third quarter. As the Raiders take the ball 48 yards in about 4 or 5 plays.
That's a good way to start the second half. Nice defense. Hold Choctaw, make them punt, and then run it right down the gut.
A big 28-yard run by Carter. Put him down to the 13, and Williams took over from there. He took the remaining 13 yards and 3 carries. So 48 yards in 5 plays.
Here's that horse I was talking about.
And he just wasn't horsing around.
No, he's definitely not a horse around. There's 2 of them down there now, down by the TP. All right, back to the ball game here.
That's going to be Tate's kicking off. Getting a great feed out here tonight. I'm getting good feedback.
Knock on wood. Knock on wood.
It seems we get away from home and we're good. I'm trying to get with Principal Nowak and see if possibly we can run off the Wi-Fi from the school, but he's got to check with the IT guys.
Yep.
And hopefully we can work some things out back at our home games, especially with Pine Forest coming up this week. Tates with another deep kick. This one's going to come down at the 6, actually at the 5. It's going to be Reggie Fain on the return. And a good coverage there by the Raiders special teams. 57, that's number 57 on the tackle. I got to look that one up. I haven't mentioned his name. Marvin Bryant.
Last couple kickoffs, we've had great coverage. Thank goodness.
Marvin Bryant on the special teams tackle there.
8.5 minutes left in the third quarter.
39-7 Navarre. Hart brings the offense back out. 3 receivers atop the screen, single receiver to the bottom. Hart's going to try to get to the outside, but he's going to be tackled.
Forced out of bounds by
Jeffrey
42.
Maddox, number 42, middle linebacker for the Raiders. And he looks like he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Jimmy's having kind of a rough road going. He can't find too many open gaps there in that Raider defense.
That is a fact.
Gilchrist. And a new nose guard in there now. That's number 74. Going to mention his name.
5 receivers.
That's Grady Kelly in there at nose guard. It's going to be hard on the keeper. He's going to get out near the 25.
Looks like they're trying to spread the defense out, but it's really not working.
Gilchrist on the tackle. You got to love a good PA guy. Like you got this gentleman here and then Steve Alford at our home games. They give me a lot of help, especially with the tackles and everything, because I can't always see from my vantage point who makes the tackle.
You do a pretty daggone good job at it.
Thank you. Appreciate that. New quarterback in here.
And trust me, folks, it ain't easy.
It just takes a lot of practice.
Pass.
Falls incomplete. That's number 8, a new quarterback in there for Choctaw.
There was nobody.
Brady Peters. He's normally their starting quarterback.
Oh, really? Yeah, he's had a sprained ankle, right?
Yeah, he had a sprained ankle last week's game. Bruns back to punt. Bruns back to punt for the 5th time tonight. He did have one blocked. Resulted in a safety. It's going to be a short punt. Jabari Mitchell is going to get away from it. He's back in there. He's replacing. So the Raiders have not played a JV game in 3 weeks. A lot of teams that don't have a JV team now. And so the Raiders haven't played, but they've brought up quite a few of their JV players to play on varsity. Mitchell being one of them. In his first game, he returned a kickoff 85 yards for a touchdown.
Wow.
And the Raiders going to have great field position at the 40.
It's always good to see those JV guys get a chance to move up and see what they can do.
Marlon Courtney still in for the Raiders. Going to bring in a new receiver here to the near side. That's number 11. That is Tim Brewer. Eric Anderson in. Noah Melendez to the far side, along with Garen Finley. New receiver set for the Raiders. It's going to be a pitch to Josh Carter. He's going to sniff back towards the middle of the field, out to the 44 for a gain of 4. See a lot of yard ground game here in the second half for Navarre. On the tackle, Nathan Lewis on the tackle. Gomez in for Anderson.
7 minutes left in the third.
Courtney in the shotgun. 2nd and 6 for the Raiders from their own 44. Gomez goes in motion. He's got a receiver in the slot. That's Melendez's first catch on the season. And he's going to get into Choctaw territory down to the 47. It's going to be a gain of 9 on Melendez's first catch of the season.
Oh, look at that. Move the chains. First catch of the season. Can't beat that.
And a 7-10 night for Courtney for 210 yards and 2 scores. Another first down for the Raiders, their 3rd here in the second half. It's going to be handoff to Carter. He's off left tackle. He's going to gain some positive yardage down to the 44, gain of 3. And he's going to get 3 down to the 44. And he was brought down by Mason Bruns.
That guy's all over the field, too, for Choctaw.
Punting, playing defense.
Yeah.
Courtney in the shotgun. Carter right behind him. He's going to give it to Carter again, and he's off left tackle. He misses one move, and he's going to be close to a Raider first down. Down to the 36.
I think they're going to give it. Yeah, that's first down. Yep, moving the chains. Water break. Official timeout, water break.
That ended up being about a 7-yard gain for Carter, and another first down. Josh's numbers starting to add up here. The Raiders with 9 first downs in the ball game. Choctaw with only 3. And we have a water break. And there'll be a quick water break, so we'll stay right here. Folks, once again, we'd like to thank all of our sponsors. Without them, we couldn't bring you these games. Culver's, Ursula Householder, Express Employment Professionals of Pensacola, Lux Sala Salon, University Lending Group, and Navarre Quarterback Club. And, of course, president and owner of JockJive.com, Robert Williamson. First down for the Raiders at the Choctaw 36. And the Raiders have 2 receivers on the near side, Brewer and Melendez. Noah Melendez and Tim Brewer. First and 10 Raiders. As Gomez goes in motion, it's going to be a handoff to Carter. He's going to cut back and get down inside the 35, down to the 31 for a gain of 5. 2nd and 5, Phil.
Looks like it's the Carter show now in the third quarter.
We've been saying that for about the last 10 years.
Yeah,
it seems like it.
Yeah.
At least the last 8 to 9 years.
True. And Josh is a senior?
Josh is a senior.
Oh.
It's going to be 2nd and 5 for the Raiders at the Choctaw 31. Courtney in the shotgun. Brewer and Melendez to the near side. Carter's going to cut back to the outside. Still on his feet. Down to about the 27, 28-yard line. It's going to be down to the 28.
Had to work for that one. Kind of ran up the middle. Got missed tackle. Bounced off. Went left.
51 yards on 8.
Yards.
51 yards on 8 carries for Carter. And a touchdown. Carter's going to head to the sideline. Catch a little breather.
Don't blame him. He's making me tired.
Garen Finley back in for Eric Anderson. Brewer and Leposki to the near side. Finley to the top of the screen. He's going to hit Finley. And Finley wanted to make a move before he had the ball.
Yeah.
It's going to fall incomplete. It's going to bring up 4th and 2.
Looks like he had a pair of gloves on, took those off, so that makes all the difference in the world.
That was actually Antonio, not Leposki, but Antonio's out. Leposki is back in, and Chris Williams back in the running back.
4th down.
4th and 2. Williams going to get the first down to the 20. It's going to be a gain of 8 for Williams and a Raider first down.
Got some more fresh legs in there, running the ball, eat that clock up. 4 minutes, 30 seconds left.
10 first downs on the night for Navarre. Jaden Antonio now in the backfield. He's going to get the ball. Still on his feet. He leans forward, which you'd like to see in a running back, down to the 16-yard line.
And again, right up the gut.
And that's going to be a gain of 4 for Antonio. It's 2 carries for 5 yards for Jaden. He had the big 77-yard touchdown reception. Out of the backfield. 2nd and 6 for the Raiders, just outside the Choctaw 15-yard line. It's going to be a pitch. Deep back, Antonio still on his feet inside the 10, 5, and down to the 1-yard line.
Oh, man.
It's going to be a gain of 14 for Antonio and a Raider first and goal.
Hot dog.
From the 1-yard line, first and goal, Raiders.
Why does the clock keep stopping? We're running the ball, and they stop the clock every single time.
First down. Stops on first down to move to chains.
Like
it's going to be a handoff to
standing up.
Jabari Mitchell in his
Touchdown.
backfield for his second varsity touchdown, his first rushing touchdown. And the Raiders have a 35-point plus lead now, so we will have a running clock for the remainder of the game.
Saw that clock stuff. I just said, just forget about that.
Mitchell in from 1 yard out. And the Raiders are up 45-7 at the 3:06 mark of the third quarter. Mitchell on the carry. Tate's kick is up, and it's good.
It's good.
46-7 Navarre.
Gary Mishy checking in with us, listening to us. What's up, Gary?
Gary, good friend of both of ours.
Yep.
I should say a friend.
We'll use,
I don't know how good. Good is kind of used probably loosely with Gary.
That's a fact.
46-7. Navarre over Choctaw here on this beautiful Friday night. The weather couldn't have been any better, Phil.
Oh, man. I don't want to talk about that weather because the first time we were up here out of Navarre and I said it hadn't rained and then boom, it's like the switch came on. But, yeah, we were up here top row of the bleachers, Choctaw side, and that breeze feels beautiful.
Well, it definitely feels a lot better because when we first got here, it was 90-plus degrees.
It was nasty.
And after a couple of trips up and down these 74 steps.
How about that, man? Woo! I made 2 trips up, and I'm not planning on. We're going to take all this down in one load.
I'm glad I ate that. I'm glad I ate that 30-gram energy bar before I came out here.
Oh, I'll do that next week.
Next time. It might be next week. Well, I'll let you know.
Oh Lord, Cindy.
Thanks, hon.
Lord.
Raiders getting ready to put toe on leather. Kevin Taish with his 8th kickoff of the night. That's going to go down to the 8. Choctaw with the return set up. And it's a nice return over the 30 out to the 32. A 25-yard return by Grant after a 52-yard kickoff. And it will be a running clock the remainder of the game. So this rest of this game should go pretty quick, Phil.
Yes, it should. And I know we keep talking about it, but that 7 o'clock start, it just seems so much earlier. It's just 30 minutes, but it seems like forever.
My favorite weather gal checking in, Brenda Kay, says the heat index is still 94.
Yeah.
But there's a nice breeze up here.
Oh, it's beautiful.
1st and 10 for the Indians from their own 31. And back to the line of scrimmage.
And that's going to do it. There's 27 seconds left in the third quarter.
No gain for Banks. And the banks are closed here in the third quarter.
Yeah, good one. I'll laugh at you, Bill.
Thanks.
That was good.
I don't get that much at home anymore.
I hear you.
My wife has heard every one of my jokes and my puns. 2nd and 10 for the Indians from their own 31. It's going to be a handoff right up the gut again. Nowhere to go. And that's going to be the last play of the third quarter. And at the end of 3, Navarre 46 and Choctaw 7. We'll take a quick commercial break and we'll be back with fourth quarter action. It'll be a quick one, folks, because in the state of Florida with a 35-point lead, we'll have a running clock.
Are you a friend of JockJive on Facebook? Do you follow us on Twitter? Have you subscribed to our YouTube channel? If you aren't, don't, and haven't, please do. We are growing exponentially and want you to keep up with us. Plus, we want to stay in touch with you. So go to the homepage of JockJive.com to like us, follow us, and subscribe on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. We'll jock and roll together.
One company is on a mission to put 1 million people to work each year. Sounds like a big number, doesn't it? Not to express employment professionals seeking a skilled labor position or administrative work. Maybe you're an executive looking for a career that fits. Good morning, everyone. We take pride in connecting the right people with the right company. Express Employment Professionals is on a mission to put 1 million people to work each year. Let us help. We'll open doors for you. Go to expresspros.com to find a location near you.
Welcome back to Joe Etheridge Stadium here at Choctaw High School. Navarre 46, Choctaw 7 as we enter the fourth quarter. The clock has started. And Brian Lesher, sports writer for the Navarre Press, just reminded me of a fact I give him. With that third quarter just over, Navarre is still yet to give up a point in the third quarter through 4 games.
Well, I'm glad you didn't say it during the third quarter because you would have jinxed it. So
yeah, so they have outscored there as I'm looking at the stats here in the it was 27 going in, and they put up 14 points there. So they've outscored their opponents 41 to nothing in the third quarter. Bruns in to punt once again. Punt number 6. It's a nice, beautiful punt end over end. And Gabe Davis is going to let it bounce, and he's going to get away from it. Just get away from it.
Please.
Inside the 10, all the way down to the 8.
Woo.
So it turned into
hell of a punt.
They were at their own 30 and down to the 8-yard line. So a 62-yard punt for
Don't
Bruns.
make me do math in public. No way, Jose.
62-yard punt at least. 62 to be exact. But Navarre is going to take over deep in their own end zone. Running clock here. We're already down to 10:20 in the fourth quarter. 46-7, Navarre over Choctaw. See if we can bring the scoreboard back up. I think we're going to get a little bit of Garen Finley here in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
The night is done for Marlon Courtney. What a great night for him. 7-11, 210 yards and 2 touchdowns. Garen Finley's going to pitch to the deep back. That's Evan Gorley back there. Gorley getting some carries.
Maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
They're going to spot it right at the line of scrimmage there. Good call, Phil.
Yeah, amazing. I did that one from the camera.
Gorley out, and see who the running back is in now. Different running back in there now for the Raiders.
Looks like
that's Antonio. Jaden Antonio back in. 9:25 on the clock here in the fourth. 46-7 Navarre. It's going to be Finley on the jet sweep. He's going to cut back, still on his feet.
Ooh.
And he's going to gain
not much.
Back to the line of scrimmage.
Again, yep.
They're going to actually give him 1 yard on that. They're being generous. 3rd and 9 for the Raiders from their own, just inside their own 10 with 9 minutes on the clock. Garen Finley in at quarterback for Navarre. Jamari Mitchell behind him. Twin receivers at the top of the screen, single to the bottom. Finley back to pass. He's going to run out of his own end zone. He's going to put on a move and get back outside the 10, out to the 12 for a gain of 3, and the Raiders will have punt coming up.
And he ran a lot further than that.
He is Navarre's backup quarterback. Also plays a little bit of wide receiver. Tyler England coming in for the punt. His first punt of the night. Jacoby Smith got the first one. Tyler will be punting out of his own end zone with 8:14 on the clock. 46-7 Navarre. 14-0 Pine Forest over Gulf Breeze.
Wow.
It's a line drive punt. It's going to take a Raider bounce over the 50 and into Gulf Breeze territory. A lot of roll. So it's going to end up being a 44-yard punt with the roll.
Not bad for Tyler.
And only Navarre's second punt of the night. Choctaw will have first down at the 44-yard line of their own. 7:35 on the clock, with the clock running here in the fourth. See if I can. 31-7 will call over Fort Walton. Niceville 28-0 over Home Central. Escambia 36-0 at the half. 21-7 Pensacola over Tate. Pace over Washington 34-20. It's going to be a handoff and a nice run by Jimmy Hart. And he's got a lot of yardage and into Raider territory. Down inside the 35.
That was a good run.
He's going to get on down to the 32. A gain of 24 on the play for Hart.
He's had a few good runs like that tonight.
They're going to send 3 receivers down near side, single to the top. 1st and 10, Choctaw at the Raider 32. Hart feeling pressure, and he's going to evade a tackler. He drops the ball. Ball still on the ground. Is anybody going to pick it up? And I think Choctaw's going to pick it up back to their 38-yard line. So it's going to be a loss of, looks like a loss of 4.
I totally messed that one up. I was following the receivers down there when I seen him fall back, and yeah. Sorry about that, folks.
Loss of 4. But Choctaw falls on it on their own 38-yard line.
That's a Navarre band, if you can hear that.
2nd and 15. Actually, let's call it 2nd and 14 for Choctaw. Back to pass. And it's almost intercepted by number 40. That would be Bailey Houston.
That was a close one.
Also one of the junior varsity players getting playing time on varsity. We got some other players in there. Paul Schultz just checking in the game as he replaces Brandon Wangeren. Grady Kelly still in there. Jacoby Smith. And we're going to the water break. At the water break in the fourth quarter, Navarre 46, Choctaw 7. We'll be back after this commercial break.
Lux Solar Salon and Spa is an Aveda salon, connecting beauty, environment, and well-being. The salon is located in Navarre off Highway 98 at Ortega. The team at Lux Solis specializes in hair design, color, botanical hair therapy, styling, skincare, makeup, facials, body treatments, and massage therapy. Spa packages are available for a fabulous Aveda experience. Bridal services are also available with advance notice. Aveda products are cruelty-free, and nothing is ever tested on animals. Lux Solis schedules appointments 6 days a week. Find us on Facebook at Lux Solar Salon and Spa. Call 939-9229.
Irish Bill and Phil Williams back here at Choctaw High School at Joe Etheridge Stadium. It's 3rd and long, 3rd and 15 for the Indians coming up here from their own 38.
Yeah,
Jimmy Hart still in at quarterback. Reggie Fain to his right. Hart back to pass. He's feeling pressure. He's going to be forced out of the pocket. He throws off of 1 foot out of bounds. And it's going to bring up 4th and 15. So even on incompleted passes, the clock still remains running.
Down to 5:04.
So this is going to be early night for us, Phil.
Heck yeah. Let's do it. Too bad you can't park right back here where you just drop the stuff in your car.
I know that would be nice. Have a little one of those
parachute
trolley.
Oh yeah.
Just like in the olden days, you just trolley rope it on down. 4th and 15 for the Indians at the Raider 38. It's going to be Reggie Fain for no gain. Fain for no gain.
It's kind of the theme tonight for Choctaw.
Only 34 yards rushing. 10, 26, 27 carries. 27 carries, 34 yards. Raiders have only given up 114 yards of offense. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Navarre as they move to chains. I think we have a new quarterback in there. I think that Ezra McKenna. Or is that still Garen Finley? If it's number 13, it's Ezra McKenna.
13.
It is McKenna getting his first playing time. And he pitches the ball out to the running back there.
Might have made it back to the line of scrimmage.
Jaden Antonio gets.
They're
going to give him one. 157 yards rushing for Navarre, 210 yards passing. Pretty balanced attack for the Raiders this year. It's going to be handoff up the middle. Jaden Antonio breaks it. He's into the Choctaw secondary. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Raider touchdown. Jaden Antonio, second on the night.
How about that?
60 yards on the run, and the Raiders are back on the board.
Look at that.
At the 2:56 mark, 60-yard run and a great block by his receiver downfield. 60-yard run by Antonio. Tate in for the extra point. What a night for Antonio. $80 yards rushing, 89 yards receiving. maybe a leading candidate for our
and it is
offensive
good.
player of the game or
Yeah.
our Ian Lockwood player of the game. Tate's kick is good. 53, and that's the second time this year that Navarre has put up 53 points in a game. This one, 50.
Just so you guys don't think we're kidding. Boom. And look, there's those horses again. Well.
Nay. Tace will be kicking off for the 9th time in this game coming up. I have to actually extend my score sheet down another line.
That's a good thing.
When you're kicking off 9 times. I think that is his 9th. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. This will be his 9th coming up. Raiders 53-7 over Choctaw. It's been Raiders pretty much since the second drive.
Yes, it has. Yeah, they actually we got the ball first. They held us.
And
I had a little thought of last week. I was like, oh, no.
2 punts.
But, Lord, we've come a long way.
Tate in the kickoff for the Raiders. I know I got to change the quarter to the 4th.
Oops.
I looked down. I said, darn it.
Is he just going to let the clock run out?
Play clock's down to 18, so this could be almost the next to last play of the game, or it could be the last play of the game.
They are running the clock now, the play clock.
That's kind of smart to run out the clock. We're almost done with this ball game, folks. And that's going to be a kickoff down to the 4-yard line. So we'll have a return and maybe one play. But by the time it takes them to set up, it will probably be game over, Phil.
I totally agree with you. With 10 seconds left, that will do it.
That will do it, and the Raiders will go to 4-0 on the season. And Choctaw drops to 1-3. Raiders will be back home next Friday night against Pine Forest. And you can catch Irish Bill's Twist on Sports this Wednesday night at 7 on JockJive.com from Culver's in downtown Navarre. We're going to take a commercial break so Phil and I can decide on our players of the game. And we'll be back after this commercial break.
University Lending Group, located in Harvest Village, is Navarre's local mortgage lender. If buying, selling, or building a dream home is in your future, you need to contact University Lending Group. Jennifer Gomes and Stacy Wright are the loan specialists who have the experience to take you step by step to make your buying, building, or selling experience smooth. See University at 752 Navarre Parkway, Suite 56, or call 850-396-0322. Great teams have great support. The Navarre Raiders have one of the best support organizations, the Navarre Raider Quarterback Club. All the members see to it that the Raiders have all available necessities to keep the Raiders on track, whether it's seeing to it they are properly fed, have good transportation, or making sure that all Raider fans can hear all the exciting Navarre Raider football action. The Navarre Raider Quarterback Club is there to make it happen. Thanks, Navarre Raider Quarterback Club, for your support of your winning Navarre Raiders on JockJive.com. JockJive.com. We are literally taking the world by storm. Last year, more than 3,000 cities worldwide turned into our coverage of football, baseball, softball, basketball.
This is Irish Bill back at Choctaw High School, where the final score is 53-7. Navarre over Choctaw here on the road. And the Raiders move to 4-0 on the season.
Yeah, what a night, Bill. Like we said, we came out from our second possession and just kind of ruled the roost tonight.
And we have come up with our players of the game here, as once I put the final on the scoreboard. Our offensive player of the game, as he capped it off with that 60-yard touchdown run there to end out the scoring, as Jaden Antonio, our Ian Lockwood player of the game. our offensive player of the game. What a night he had. 7 of 11 passing, 210 yards, and 2 scores. And he rushed the ball, but we won't talk about those numbers.
Nope.
And so Marlon Courtney, your offensive player of the game. Your defensive player of the game, Xavion Thomas. Back-to-back weeks, he's had pretty solid effort. And Kevin Taish, our special teams player of the game, 6 for 7 on extra points, 1 for 2 on field goals, 9 points for the Raider kicker, and 9 kickoffs as the Raiders prevail 53-7. Let's go over our other stats. 2 catches for 89 yards for Antonio, 1 for 77. Actually, 1 for 77 for Antonio, 89 for Caballero. 35 for Wright and 9 for Noah Melendez on the ground. 80 yards rushing for Antonio, 51 for Carter. The Raiders with 210 passing, 217 on the ground, 427 yards.
Yeah, let's hope we keep the momentum rolling into next week at home.
And the Raiders held Choctaw to 15 yards of offense in the second half.
Yeah. Excellent.
So there you have it, folks. The Raiders prevail on the road 53-7. Any parting words, Phil, before we head out for our weekend?
Who was our Ian Lockwood player of the game?
Our Ian Lockwood player of the game, Jaden Antonio.
Jaden Antonio.
Our offensive player of the game, Marlon Courtney.
Got it. Yep.
Our defensive player of the game, Xavion Thomas. And our special teams player of the game, Kevin Taish.
Very nice. No, man, I got nothing. It's been great hanging out with you the past few weeks. Appreciate you having me out here, man, and it's a blast.
Well, I appreciate your fellowship of Navarre football and your friendship to help me out when I needed some help in here, because it's tough to carry a broadcast by yourself.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't run the camera.
I'm sure you could.
I could try. Might not be as good. But so for Phil Williams, this is Irish Bill from Joe Etheridge Stadium, where we saw the Raiders come out on top 53-7. And as the dust settles on the field of play, may the wind ever be at your back. This is Irish Bill saying goodbye, folks. Have a good weekend, Navarre.